you should already know what this is. And for those of you that aren't, just chill. See, we're gonna get down to the other stuff here in a second. But what I'm always trying to get everybody to understand is everything is vibration. So, before we do anything else, just vibe.
Good evening, everybody.
Watkins Cat House, how you
How's
doing?
everybody doing?
Ebony.
Just want to ask you
morning.
a question. Have you been in love before? You like your vodka, little touch of wine. You should probably take your heels off, 'cause you've been running through my mind. Oh, baby. They say we're no good for each other. I can't really tell. What is this spell you put me under? Your love's not too kind to me. I hate the pain these days of rain. You playing games of hide and seek, my love. And I'm still trying to find you. I'm looking for you, babe. And I'm still trying to find you through sunshine or rain.
Vibe.
Yeah, you got your stained glass iris, diamond behind your eyelids, little pilot fly. My heart skip a beat like a scratch CD. Your skin smell like butterscotch and your lips taste like kiwi. Let's take a plane to Fiji, make a date, let's take it easy. Love is power, swear there's something about her that make me nervous. Mother Earth done gave us all a gift, she made you perfect.
Welcome to this Cancer full moon.
Mushrooms and go to the circus. Girl, you know I'm loving you just like you deserve it. So baby, make me earn it. Show me the way you work it. Tell me what you afraid of. I'll spit you my favorite verses. Let's just go take a breath. I want it all. Every ounce of blood that you got left. You are my drug in love to death. Feel free to fall. You are a catch. I'm in your heart. I'm in your dream. So fuck the world. It's you and me. She is the only one that got away. If a love don't last forever, then forever ain't the same. Yeah. Your love is not too kind. So make me
just vibe.
Yeah. The only thing on my mind is she. My love, my love, my love, my love. Yeah. And I know that nothing lasts forever. Nothing lasts forever. Yeah. And she is cool, calm, and collected. I knew that you was Z1 when I seen you, leave me breathless. Hey, okay, I need a second day today, give me attention. I want to take care of you, marry you, something I'm prepared to do. There can't be two. You was here, I ran from you, scared to take that step. But now that I am ready, you not. You up and left me. Hope your new man make you laugh like I do.
He won't.
I do not mean to worry you and my obsession. I just want to be beside you. I'm too nice, and I had to pay that price. Everything I do is wrong. Everything you do is right. Let's start a family. Hold on to forever, baby. Your pussy is a palace and your head is crazy. That bomb is detonating. Look at this mess you're making. I am the king, you are the queen. Look at this chess we're playing. Oh, we had a love, that love was record breaking. I'm sick of
We're gonna take just a few minutes to let a few more people trickle in, and then we're gonna get down to the nitty gritty.
Your love is not too kind. So
we're in a Cancer full moon today.
The only thing on my mind is she.
Just vibe.
My love,
Mac Miller was born on a Cancer full moon.
And I know
That nothing lasts forever.
nothing lasts forever. So give me all your love.
Yeah.
I will be yours through rain and through shine. Give me all your love. You will be mine through rain and through shine.
Bye.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, we in this thing for real.
Yeah, 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 yeah,
Yes, sir. Y'all make sure y'all go subscribe to my Johnny here on YouTube. Vibe Tribe. Peaceful aura. How you doing? Just let that vibe seep in. Now, before we even go there, if you haven't smiled yet today, this is my personal invitation for you to do so immediately. Yeah, like right now. And if you can't find a smile for yourself, please allow me to be the smile on your face. Because at the end of the day, all I am is the smile on your face. All I am is the motherfucking vibe.
Yeah, yeah. The world is so small till it ain't. Yeah, I'm building up a wall till it breaks. She hated when I call and it's late. I don't wanna keep you
I
waiting.
don't want to keep you
I
waiting.
hope I never keep you waiting.
Ooh, vibe.
Yeah, I think I know it all, but I don't. Why you always at the mall when you're broke? Yeah, and I just wanna ball, maybe dunk, but I never been tall. Yeah, I might trip, I never fall. God knows I came close. Don't try this at home. I know I probably need to do better. Fuck whoever, keep my shit together. You never told me being rich was so lonely. Nobody know me. Oh well, hard to complain from this five-star hotel. I'm always in a rush, I've been thinking too much. But keep it on the hush, no one need to know, just us. That's really all it takes. You don't need nothing but today. The world is so small till it ain't. I'm building up a wall till it break. She hated when I call.
We're gonna talk about the no's, I promise. I don't want to keep you waiting.
I hope I never keep you waiting.
We're gonna get to the knowledge. That comes naturally. But first we vibe. It's Monday morning. Let that vibe settle in. We in a full moon in Cancer today. Conjunct Mars. So we gotta make sure we put you in the appropriate mood.
Yeah, bad attitude, playing till I'm out of moves. No need for shame, I get more peace and slow speeds. Go beat the game, young control freak, it's cold in my veins. I'm below freezing, snow season made me. They know that I so need my space. Don't wanna grow old, so I smoke just in case. She say that I glow below the waist, and the stroke is just so PGA.
Oh, that's me.
Little bit of space.
My stroke is like Picasso, though. Ain't nobody gonna hit it like that, because this is abstract. Just vibe.
Somewhere above, we preaching love. That's really all it takes. You don't need nothing but today.
Today. You don't need nothing but today.
The world is so small till it ain't, till it ain't, till it ain't, till it ain't. I'm building up a wall till it breaks.
We're also in a 5 vibration today, so you need to expect the unexpected.
She hate it when I call, and it's late, and it's late, and it's late. I don't wanna keep you waiting.
Things could get crazy.
I hope I never keep you waiting.
Smile right motherfucking now. Before I get mad and go home.
Yeah, 9 times out of 10 I get it wrong. That's why I wrote this song. Tell myself to hold on. I can feel my fingers slipping in a motherfucking instant I'll be gone. Do you want it all if it's all mediocre? Staring at the wall and the wall full of posters. Looking at my dreams, who I wanna be. I guess you gotta see it to believe. Ooh, I've been a fool, but it's cool, that's what human beings do. Keep your eyes to the sky, never glued to your shoes. Guess there was a time when my mind was consumed, but the sun coming out now, clouds start to move. Don't tell me nothing but the truth.
This man right here wasn't a rapper, this was an
Tired,
artist.
I second. When I lose, I don't keep count, nobody checking.
Now, before we even go there, let me remind y'all that haven't been here before. This is priceless knowledge of self. We're the Vibe Tribe. There are thousands of us all over the world, so we're not thirsty for subscribers. We're not hungry for attention either, no. We're here to raise this vibration with knowledge and information. So we're going to talk about astrology and numerology and all types of stuff that help us understand ourselves and energy better and thus raise that vibration. And it ain't going to be for everybody. So if it isn't for you, swipe up, bitch. Because as you come in on some troll shit or some negative shit or some hating shit, you're just separating yourself from this beautiful vibe we've established. And in doing so, either myself or one of my constituents, meaning my moderators, and there's lots of them, probably over 100. We're just getting started today, so they're not all here yet. But they don't play about this vibe, or me. So you'll be banned immediately. I'm talking about exiled expeditiously. And it has nothing to do with hate, that's what you're doing. No, this is love, as I just said. We have a vibration to maintain. All right, and it's a full moon today. In Cancer, where Cancer ruled by the moon, means it could get crazy and people could have some very emotional responses with this conjunct to Mars. So, if you can't handle it, swipe up. All right? Now, we're going to get into the astrology in just a minute. I'm going to talk about everything that's going on astrologically. All right? We'll touch on the transits and we'll elaborate on the aspects that might be affecting you. But then... then we'll get into a culmination, a crescendo, and eventually a climax. All right? So just chill. All right? We're going to be here for a few hours this morning. It's 8:12 in Narnia. Do you know what your vibe is? And that's actually very rare. A lot of people don't know. They would think the master numbers are the rarest, especially the 33, but it's not. The rarest number in numerology is the 20, the 2. All right, not the 11, 2, the 22. All right. So, I don't know why that occurs like that, but that's how it is. And if you add the time up right now where I'm at, it's time to vibe.
Yeah. Well,
just vibe.
I got a bone to pick like roses. I ain't feeling broken no more. Bought a fish that got spin, I know this. Talking shit, I wonder through the motives. Wonder who the fuck it's supposed to be. I ain't worried now until I leave. I'm just trying to ride and feel the breeze with something bad besides next to me. Wind in my face. Don't stop now when I feel so great. You can run till you slip on the sidewalk, and the same bone that you pick on break. That's a motif. That's a motif, yeah. When it's coming right back. So familiar, never been realer. Never felt so damn good where it's all about. Running through the many dots to count. That's way better. Still ain't adding up. I'll let you know when I had enough. Okay?
Welcome to this Cancer full moon.
I put some money on forever, but I don't like to gamble.
We can be in our feelings together.
So I just watch. Well, the sun is shining. I can look at the horizon. The walls keep getting wider. I just hope I never find them. I know.
Yeah, that's music.
Well, these are my wings.
It's okay to be in your feelings. It's okay to cry. You know I damn sure will. Being a Cancer.
Yeah.
Let me pour some positivity into you.
Well,
Listen.
moving so fast the clock looks slow.
Slow.
Water my seeds till the flowers just grow. Yeah, love so much that my heart get broke. I don't really know how the normal shit go. So, I guess I just play it by ear. Silence is all that I hear. Listening close as I can. Growing up, 1, 2, 3. Jump. Nobody holding my hand, no. Trust is a problem, never knew how. Yeah, that's why I just keep to myself. Get what I need.
Capricorn.
Who can surf the universe with me? Lucifer's human, so are we. All I ever want is what I need, and I don't include your time and company. Follow me, we on the up and up. Remember when I owed $100? Now I look around like, what the fuck? If you don't fuck with me, you fucking up. I know I need to watch my temper, so I don't ever gamble on the weather, but I just watch. Well, look, the sun is shining. I can look at the horizon. The walls keep getting wider. I just hope I never find them. No, no. Yeah. Well, these are my wings.
Yeah, you can ask a question. You know, your vibe tribe. You can ask anything you want to ask, baby. Just fine. Now, you still got to come back to Earth, though. Still Capricorn
I
season.
got neighbors that more like strangers. We could be friends. I just need a way out. My head,
I would have to know more about him. Watkins Cat House.
In my own way, just feel like living
Probably be scattered for a lot of the time in there.
some alternate reality. And I was drowning, but now I'm swimming through stressful waters to relief. Yeah, all the things that I do. Spend a little time in here. What I won't tell you, I'll probably never even
We'll talk more about it, I promise. We're almost there.
Don't you know that sunshine don't feel right when you're inside all day? I wish it was nice out, but it looked like rain. Gray skies I've dreamed in, not living forever. They told me only gets better. My regrets look just like Texas shooting sun. And I got neighbors.
You know, being a Cancer, because of this memory of mine, I have so many regrets. You know, sometimes, like Aquarius and Aries, they don't really have regrets. But with Cancer, you definitely have regrets. Shit you can't let go of. Things you think about over and over again because you just want to be able to right those wrongs. You want to be able to hold on just a little bit longer, man. Sometimes your memory is your worst enemy. You can let your memory take you into a motherfucking sad place. And in Capricorn season, it's real easy to wallow in that. It's like the whole motherfucking world turns blue, man.
It's a blue world without you.
Yes, I have impeccable timing. I don't know how I always have. Maybe it's my Jupiter, maybe it's Mars in Capricorn, but yeah. I'm just that smooth.
Yeah, well, this mad world made me crazy. Might just turn around to 180. I ain't politicking, I ain't kissing no baby. See devil on my doorstep being so shady. Don't trip. We don't gotta let him in. Don't trip. Yeah. I let it go, but I never go with it. Yeah, okay, cool as fall weather. Fuck the bullshit, I'm here to make it all better with a little music for you. I don't do enough for you without you. It's the color blue. Oh, no true. I was in the city, they was talking that shit. Had the homies with me, all of a sudden they split. We ain't even worried, we just laughing, that's rich. You know how it goes, it ain't broke, don't fix. Hey, one of these days we'll get by.
Just vibe.
Don't be afraid, don't fall. Think I lost my mind. Reality so hard to find. When the devil tryna call your line, shit I always shine. Even when they like them. No, I ain't God, but I'm feeling just like him. Oh, don't trip. See, I was in the whip, riding me and my bitch. We was listening to us, no one else, that's it. It's a flesh, it's a bit. Let me talk my shit, say my head got big. Yeah, well, listen, man, world made me crazy. Might just turn around to 180. I ain't politicking, I ain't kissing no baby. See devil on my doorstep being so shady. Don't trip. We don't gotta let him in. Don't trip. Yeah. I let it go, but I never go with it. Don't trip. Don't trip. Don't trip. Well, you could see me, little love in the room. Down my mind, it goes. Yo, this mad world made me crazy. Might just turn around to 180. I ain't politicking, I ain't kissing no baby. See devil on my doorstep being so shady. Don't trip. We don't gotta let him in. Don't trip. Yeah. I let it go, but I never go with it.
That's the vibe today, man. The vibe is the most important part. We're in this full moon. Anything could affect your mood, man. Anything. Now, we're gonna vibe to just one more and then we're gonna get into what's going on astrologically. Alright. But we've definitely heard this before, but this is one of those tracks right here where I want you to listen to the word, y'all. You know, so many times when an artist passes away, we idolize that person, or we put them in this context of greatness. And a lot of the times, that's not true. It is unfortunate what happened to him, but Mac Miller was great, man. He's not even my favorite artist, but this young man, and it brings me back to when we had that aspect talk, or actually in the video that I dropped a couple of weeks ago when I was talking about people being born on full moons. See, man, them full moons, they're hard on you. You understand? It can really make a person great externally, but it can create so much inner turmoil for this person. And so you see this play out throughout time. Like I said, you can look at the president of the president-elect of the United States, who will come into office in a few days here. You know, born on a full moon. You can look at Kamala Harris. You know, you look at Mac Miller, you look at Michael Jackson. You know, these are people who achieve so much greatness in the external world, but inside of themselves, they never quite knew who the fuck they were or what the fuck they had going on. And a lot of the times, they had all this external validation, and it still never fulfilled that hole that was inside of them. That's why they look for it in substances. That's why they look for it in mess. That's why, you know, some of them will never, ever be able to get that residue of the experiences that they've had up off of themselves. But man, I just want y'all to know, when we're in this Cancer full moon, this isn't something small. It's not an eclipse, but this is not something small. You know, this is going to be a very powerful full moon. And, you know, with everything that it's aspecting as it develops, you know, right now as it's applying into this full moon, which means it's approaching, it's not really doing anything but coming into a sextile with Uranus. But yes, this is Taurus, but this is completely different. You need to understand, you're still Uranus, all right? So it's going to be hard for a lot of people to keep calm. And then as it develops even further beyond that, it comes into this conjunction with Mars. And as it comes into that conjunction with Mars, it also trines Neptune. And as it trines Neptune, it also trines the North Node. But right now, what you have is square to Chiron and the Black Moon Lilith. All right, the moon is square in this T-square with Chiron and the Black Moon Lilith in this full moon. So this is going to be a very dynamic day emotionally. And with us being in the 5 vibration, I don't know what's going to happen today. There's going to be a lot of stuff that comes up unexpectedly today. It's going to be one of those days where it's like, man, like Uncle Scar said, you better be prepared. But look, man, I want y'all to listen to this next track before we get into everything that's going on. All right. Listen to the words, listen to the poetry, listen to what it means, all right? And it also makes you reminisce, so it's perfect for this Cancer full moon. And as I've said, most of y'all have heard it before, and we've listened to it here before, but we haven't listened to it. Y'all just heard it. I need you to listen.
Nowadays all I do is shine, take a breath and ease my mind. She don't cry no more. Tell me that I get her high, cause an angel's supposed to fly. I ain't asking why no more. Oh no, I'll take it if it's mine. I don't stay inside the lines. It ain't 2009 no more. Yeah, I know what's behind that door. Yeah, okay, you gotta jump in to swim. Well, the light was dim and this light was sin. Now every day I wake up and breathe. I don't have it all, but that's alright with me. Take it nice and easy, took a flight to see me. Send you back home with a light that's beaming. The whole team about to figure it out. We ice cold, that's what winter about. And sometimes, I wish I took a simpler route. Instead of having demons that's as big as my house. Have a ball with it, dribble and bounce. Cause the party ain't over till they kicking me out. Yeah, isn't it funny? We can make a lot of money. Buy a lot of things just to feel a lot of ugly. I was gay, high and muddy. Looking for what was looking for me. But I don't need to lie no more. Nowadays all I do is shine, take a breath and ease my mind. She don't cry no more. Tell me that I get her.
Some people say he wrote this for Ariana Grande.
I ain't asking why no more. Oh no, I'll take it if it's mine. I don't stay inside the lines. It ain't 2009 no more. Yeah, I know what's behind that door. Yeah, they ask me what I'm smiling for. Well, because I've never been this high before. It's like I never felt alive before. I'd rather have me peace of mind than war. You see me and you, we ain't that different. I struck the fuck out and then I came back swinging. Take my time to finish, mind my business. A life ain't a life till you live it. I was digging me a hole, big enough to bury my soul. Weight of the world, I gotta carry my own. With these songs, I can carry you home. I'm right here when you're scared and alone, and I ain't never in a hurry. You don't never gotta worry. Even when it's 7:30 and the time is running low. When your heart get cold, see what's behind all them unturned stones. And I'm a pro when it comes to my job. But really, I'm just trying to start believing in God.
Man.
Now when it gets hard, I don't panic, I don't sound the alarm. Because I don't need to lie no more. Nowadays all I do is shine, take a breath and ease my mind. She don't cry no more. Tell me that I get her high, cause an angel's supposed to fly. I ain't asking why no more. Oh no, I take it if it's mine, I don't stay inside the lines.
It ain't 2009 no more.
Yeah, I know what's behind that door.
I went to prison in
I don't
2009.
need to lie no more. Nowadays all I do is shine, take a breath and ease my mind. She don't cry no more. She tell me that I get her high, cause an angel's supposed to fly. I ain't asking why.
It's gonna make me cry. I almost did it. I almost did it. I caught myself, but I almost did it.
No more. Yeah, I know what's behind that door.
Just sucks that they found him dead at his keyboard, man. He got high and ordered him a prostitute. Fucking died. Just fentanyl. Fuck fentanyl, man. Yeah, it's beautiful, isn't it? This is what made me a fan of him. And then me and my daughter, who's a Cancer moon, just bonded to this, to Mac Miller. You know, she's a Sagittarius Cancer moon, but when she's grown now, she's 22, but when she was like 14, 15, like we bonded over Mac, you know, at a time in her life. And so that, you know, that was very awesome for us. So, are y'all ready to talk about what's going on cosmically? It's a tragic story, man, but it happens. Better stop fucking doing drugs. Any pill could be your last one, man. In 2 days, it'll be or not 2 days, the day after tomorrow, It'll be the anniversary of my little sister's death. And y'all saw me go through that, man. A lot of y'all that were here for that time, and most of y'all were. But you know, I went through that time where my sister fucking died, and then I was all over the place in Texas and here, and just fucking spiraled for a minute. And then, you know, that led to that big spiral that I had for those 2 years. You know, well, not 2 years. It hasn't been 2 whole years, but I think today is full circle coming back to 2 years. But it was like a whole 18-month process, like that whole nodal axis. And I was going through my nodal return too, so I guess all of that shit was faded. Saturn was conjunct my moon. I was going through my nodal return. You know, I had my North Node return, and that had me thinking about death and destiny and all types of shit. And so it was just one of those crazy times. Good morning, Vanessa. How you doing? But yeah, it was just one of those crazy times, man, to where I think about it now, we're coming full circle to that. But we're about to talk about everything else. Rest in power, Mac Miller, man. One of the greatest ever, man. I think, yeah, we got something for this. Shout out to Beats by Bless Zone Out Music. He got something for us for Mondays. Oh, this is called Moon Day by Beats by Bless Zone Out Music. We're not gonna listen to it. We're gonna listen to it, but we're not gonna. We just setting the tone. Because we came out stronger now, right? So, let's start with the sun. The sun is sitting at 23 degrees of Capricorn. And we'll talk about the full moon and the effect of that in just a second, because that's paramount. But, you know, with the sun in Capricorn, the best thing you can do for yourself is stay disciplined. You know, stay disciplined and tough it out, whatever you got going on. You know, shit can get better if you make it better. Remember that. Shit can get better, but you got to make it better. You can't sit around and wait for a blessing or nobody to save your ass, because that's not how the fucking world works. You know, unfortunately, people always have agendas. You know, I was watching something today, or I was scrolling Facebook actually, and I saw a person that's friends with my daughter who's very religious. My daughter's very religious also, and shout out to them in their faith, because that's what sustains them and gives them strength and helps them keep themselves on the track that they want to keep on. So I definitely don't have any disrespect for that. But I'm watching it, and my daughter's friend posts this post, and it's showing all the devastation in California. But right there, either photoshopped or AI'd in, is a house that's completely untouched. In the middle of all the fire and devastation and of a whole neighborhood, there's a house that's completely untouched. And this is a post by a pastor, and it said, this man right here, this house is the house of a Christian man, and this man prayed and had faith, and every house it within a so-and-so square mile radius was burnt down except his. Nothing touched his. And this is the power of Christ. And it just, as soon as I saw that, it pissed me off, man. It pissed me off, right? Because that, as much as that sounds good, that's not realistic, and at the same time, that's not right. It's just not right. So God saved this man's house and burnt down everybody. You telling me nobody within that so many mile radius was also a Christian? You telling me that God didn't burn this man's house down, but also let 5 million children be sex trafficked yesterday? Shut the fuck up. Don't do that. It's a miracle if that was true, and this man's house wasn't touched. And that's crazy. Maybe there's something that has to do with his paint, something that has to do with his water being him watering his yard. There could be all types of stuff that could just cause something to be like that, you know. But for you to use that to push a religious agenda is not right, because it's actually, you know, you're saying how good God is, but that also shows how cruel this is. You show how biased it is. You show how it's not omnipotence and it's not unconditional love, right? And so a lot of people don't understand what they're doing when they do things, because they have this single-minded approach with that propaganda. right? That doesn't mean God isn't good. That doesn't mean that your faith can't sustain you. It means to do that right there is dishonest, and it's actually it's more devilish and does more devastation than you think it does. And so we have a responsibility to things, and sometimes you need to have a responsibility to yourself to keep it real with you. You understand? You got to keep it real with you, because not everybody is. That's another thing you have to remind yourself in Capricorn season, is you got to keep it real with you. That doesn't mean be depressing. It doesn't mean be pessimistic. It means keep it real with you. But yeah, I saw the man on the news. I know that. But for them to make it into, it was miraculous for this pastor. It wasn't him. For this pastor to take that story and to spin it and then say this was a miraculous act of God, that all of these houses were burnt down in devastation. No, this is not how it goes. That's what I just said, y'all. It was water. But yeah, that's all it was. And so, unfortunately, but my point is, like I said, you have to keep it real with yourself. The world isn't going to keep it real with you. Nobody's going to hold your hand. Nobody's going to save you. You know, that's not how it works. All right, you got to keep it real with you. And if you want things to get better, you got to make it better. Make it better. Do something about it. You know, I had a friend of mine contact me the other day, and they say, you know, I feel this way about an individual. Like, hey, I'm in love with this person. And we have these deep talks about it. And I had to tell them, hey, do something about it. What you telling me for? And it wasn't rude. It's just real. You know, you telling me it's not going to help your situation, none. I'm not going to tell them. You understand? So what are you telling me? Do something about it. It's that time. You know, if you want things to get better, you want your situation to improve, stop settling for less. You got to strive for more. All right? This is where you make chess moves. It's Capricorn season. Be mature. Get disciplined. Do whatever you can to get your shit together. It's the perfect time to do this. You can set up everything else for the rest of the year by how you take up your approach right now. All right. Now, what's beautiful is the sun is trine to Uranus today, exactly trine to Uranus. So the work you're putting in today could pay off in a multitude of ways. All right. If you stay disciplined today, if you can just keep calm and stay on your note and not have emotional responses with the full moon, today can also be one of those days where you see unexpected profits come up, where you might see something pay off for you in a way that you didn't expect it to. There's something that could also be beautifully prosperous about this day, with the sun trine to Uranus and Taurus, and this being Capricorn and Taurus and an earth trine. This is something that you could actually see great results come from. It's not going to make you feel good spiritually. No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying this is where you could actually see some motherfucking results. Do you understand what the fuck I'm saying? You just got to stay on your shit. Don't get distracted by emotional responses and get triggered by bullshit. Yes, we're in a full moon in Cancer. Yes, it's conjunct to Mars. Yes, it's trine to Neptune, and the North Node is there. You have all of this emotional energy, but you also have the sun shining right there in Capricorn. And so when you're in that full moon, yes, you're trying to get these emotions out, but it's also staying disciplined. And that means finding the appropriate place and time to do that. And that's why with Capricorn in here, you compartmentalize with this full moon. This is what Capricorn is going to do great. This is on an axis right here. It's Capricorn and Cancer. Yeah, it's a Cancer full moon, but you can't forget that there's also this Capricorn sun here. So stay disciplined and find the appropriate place for you to release these emotions that you have, because you got to get them out. If not, it could destroy you. It's going to make it even harder. You're holding it in. Now you're acting passive-aggressive towards everybody, or you're acting aggressive-aggressive towards people. Now you got emotional responses going on because it's conjunct to Mars. You don't even know how you feel, and you don't know why you feel like this because it's trine to Neptune, and the North Node is here, and you're like, this is something that needs to be addressed, and you don't even know who to address it with because the shit didn't even come from you. It's because the world is a fucking crazy place. Oh. I might as well start howling. I almost turned into a motherfucking knowledge werewolf on y'all bitches. Comment. Hit the motherfucking like button, man, if you ain't been here before I get mad and go home. Made me fuck up my good hat and my good turtleneck in this bitch. You heard me? Now, shit. Hope one of y'all motherfuckers got a silver bullet or we might be in trouble today. Now, let me get myself together. Look, as we get in tomorrow, we'll talk about the sun actually being trine to Neptune and the sun being trine to the North Node, but we're not quite there yet. It's like 4 degrees, and that's kind of a trine, but it's not quite there yet. We'll talk about that more tomorrow, because it really won't be in a full effect until tomorrow, when it'll still be there in that the sun will be trine to Uranus, but sextile to Neptune. Pardon me. A sextile has a little bit shorter realm of influence than a trine does. What's up, Cass and C? Hey, we watched the new episodes of Mayfair Witches last night. Don't make me get into it. Don't start doing that. Don't trigger me. Yeah, but that shit was live last night. Like, but yeah. Now let's get back into what's going on with this. Now, yeah, but the Mayfair Witches is live though. It's live. But it also has the shit that I was just talking shit about. So it had me feeling like a hypocrite, because I just was talking shit to people about Game of Thrones and the incest and stuff. But it's not the same as Game of Thrones, but you also can't excuse one or the other. And so when you have the fucked up familial shit that's going on, and even though it was rape in the Mayfair Witches, you also can't just, sit there and judge anybody that really is into Game of Thrones the way that I actually have. But I always learn lessons about the way I be acting, so I had to come on down my high horse and realize I am a horse myself. All I needed to do was check out them legs. That third one. Hey, but no, we finna behave. It's just Monday morning. We gotta set the tone for the week this week. Gotta be disciplined. It's Capricorn season. But I'm blunted. Yeah. It's been a long time since I could sit here at my soundboard. In the office in there, I don't take my soundboard in there, but I got my keyboard right here. I got my soundboard. So you know what I'm saying? If I wanted to, I could, but I ain't gonna do it like that. Yeah. Now, we gotta channel this Capricorn energy and stay disciplined. See, that's a perfect example right there. And it's conjunct my Mars, so I do have a lot of energy, so I had to catch myself. You understand? My Mars is 21 degrees of Capricorn. And it's in me, because it's my 4th house, not on me. So, y'all just bear with me. All right, I'm using this Capricorn energy. I'm disciplining myself. We got to keep it together, all right? We just getting started. We've been here for 49 minutes this morning. All right. We got to channel this Capricorn energy. Now, with that beat, now, like I said, there's going to be some emotions that come up today. The moon is in Cancer. Right now, the moon is sitting at 19 degrees of Cancer, all right? And we're in the full moon, definitely. It's opposite to the sun. It's within a 4-degree orb, but it's still going to creep even more and more. So as the day progresses, things are going to get even more emotionally volatile. because the moon is also going to start creeping into this conjunction with Mars that's at 27 degrees of Cancer. And so people are going to take things more personally. There's going to be some emotional responses to stuff. There's going to be some people who might catch themselves responding actually very aggressively because they took something personal. And a lot of times it might not have anything to do with them, because this also, in its coming through, is going to be trying to Neptune in the North Node. And so this is just, as the day goes on, this shit's going to get more and more and more emotional. Right now, the moon and the sun are forming this T-square, or this cross, with the black moon Lilith and Chiron. So there's a lot of people's trauma that's going to get triggered over the next few hours. You know, maybe family stuff, and it doesn't have to be a big deal, but it just is enough to irritate you and get you to have emotional response. This is not an eclipse, so it's not going to be something that lasts for 2 weeks or a month or anything like that. It's just for the next couple of days. It's going to be really emotional. You understand? It started out yesterday, but today is going to be one of those really emotional days. And when all of this emotion has to be compensated for, things can get really unpredictable. That's why you do see this actually having this sextile with Uranus. This is also why you see that 5 in numerology today. See, there is no coincidences with energy. We're in that 5 today because there's no telling what could happen. And sometimes that means nothing could happen. All right, but you right here have to have an open mind. You also have to approach everything like, hey, this situation could actually progress into something that could be a whole mess very quickly because of people and their feelings. All right, I would advise you to take it light on social media today. I am going to myself as well. All right, because sometimes you can just get some shit confused. There can be a miscommunication. You can be responding to some shit that don't have nothing to do with you, and now you have an emotional response to something, and you done wasted your time and your energy fucking around with some shit when you had no business doing it. Hey, there's gonna be some feelings today. I guarantee it. It's a Cancer moon. There might be some tears shed. All right, but just make sure you find the appropriate time and place for that, because hey, there's still that Capricorn energy. So make sure you find the appropriate time and place, and don't allow this to destroy whatever you got going on with your business. You still got business to handle. You still got responsibilities in life. You can't be fucking tripping. You understand? You can't be fucking tripping. And it's going to be real easy to do, especially as we get more into this afternoon and this evening. You know, the day is just getting started right now. And so as we get into this, it's just going to be things getting more and more emotional. Right now with this, you know, forming this cross with the black moon Lilith and Chiron, it's stuff with your relationships. Like this morning, I had some bickering and stuff going on with my lady, just a little bit. Not enough to cause a big issue, but enough to throw off the mood. You know what I'm saying? My sons, I said something about this on social media, but I have 2 Gemini moon sons. My oldest son is a 15-year-old Leo. My middle son is a 14-year-old Libra, both Gemini moons. And somehow, coincidentally, they put on matching outfits today. They didn't mean to, but they would put on the exact same outfit. And so when I saw them, they didn't notice until I know. I was like, oh, look at them twins matching in Gemini moon. And they looked and they saw it, and immediately the Leo hated that shit. He was pissed. The Libra loved that shit. He was delighted. Me, I thought that shit was so cute. I started to cry a little bit. My my wife, their mom was like, hey, I can't be late for work. The Capricorn, I can't be late for work. So y'all can't change clothes. Then my Aquarius son comes out and his clothes didn't even match themselves. This motherfucker just didn't match at all. Fuck matching with somebody else, he didn't match. And I was like, man, and they say astrology ain't real, man. Like, what the fuck? Like, for real, bro. But yeah, man. We're in a 5 energy. We're also in a 4 energy today, which is interesting. We're in a 5, but we're in a 4. So that 4 speaks definitely to Capricorn energy because it's still the 13th, right? So we're also in that 4, which is, in my opinion, really resembles Earth energy, no matter what planet you want to ascribe to this. To me, that 4 always represents Earth energy as the way it's expressed, right? And so it's the 13th also. And so when you have that 13-4, there's also this karmic debt involved to the day right here. So today is one of those days where there is a potent mix of energy out here. I don't want to get it twisted and blow it up into something it doesn't, but you just have to expect the unexpected today. And, you know, with that 13/4, you can't waste it worrying. You can't waste time worrying. You just got to stay disciplined and stay on your notes, stay on top of your shit. Because if you're on top of your shit and you're handling your business appropriately, the shit shouldn't fuck with you that much. So just stay on top of your shit. You understand? You still got to stay on point. We still in Capricorn season. So stay on point no matter what happens. And you should be fine. But expect the unexpected. So I'm helping you be prepared right now. Yeah. Be prepared, motherfucker. Hold on. Just fine. Now, let me tell you about this full moon. The full moon, as I said, it's in that T-square, or that cross actually, because of the sun, with the black moon Lilith and Chiron. Well, that's right now. And then as it progresses into this afternoon, then it'll form this sextile with Uranus, right? Which that's interesting in its own right. You know, who knows? Because it's Uranus and Taurus. If you can keep calm and stay on top of your shit, hey, this could pay off for you in a multitude of ways. If you have an emotional response, who knows what could fucking happen? You know, you could fuck up your own stability by you tripping. You know, don't do that. Don't do that. And then, as the evening progresses, it'll form this trine with Neptune. And Neptune is conjunct to the North Node right now. And so this is very interesting in the effect that it's just like, boom, then there comes confusion and sensitivity. And there might be, you know, some tears, or maybe you just chilling and you just realize what it all means. You know, or maybe you just confuse yourself because of all these emotions. You know, once you're having all of these emotional responses, especially when you see this trine with Mars and Neptune at the exact same time, and then the North Node being in the mix, it's like, man, this was needed, no matter how unnecessary it feels. It's definitely one of those times, man, where as we're going through this, like, today is a potent mix of energies. We haven't had one of these like this in a while. Now, let's talk about Mercury. Mercury is at 7 degrees of Capricorn. So, the beautiful thing is, this is a realistic mindset. You're seeing everything for pretty much what it is. And in a lot of instances, some people are like, well, that's depressing. Maybe. It's not the most imaginative time, but it's also where you can laugh at the irony of things. It's also where you have a certain sarcastic sense of humor. And you realize you know how to play the game. Because you see things for what they really are, and you're telling it for what it really is, hey, it's real easy to just handle business effectively. And it's real easy for you to stay on top of your shit. All right, once you know the rules of the game, once that's been established, you can play for real. All right, you ain't got to worry about fucking up and getting fouled. You ain't got to worry about getting slowed down. You know the motherfucking rules of the game. Guess what? Now you win. You win. You master this game. That's Capricorn. And so with Mercury right here, master your emotions right here, and then you can think logically. And once you can think logically, you can handle everything appropriately. So that's the way it goes with that. Philly CS says, what do I know about Dragon Ball Z? I don't know a lot. I know a little bit. I never watched it myself. My kids love anime. I grew up hearing about it and stuff. All my friends watched it. I just didn't watch it because I actually had like a little rap record deal since I was like 16. And so I was doing some other shit, and I was also in the streets. And so I know a little bit, but I don't know it a lot, enough to speak on it with knowledge. That's my shit. Shout out to my brother Beats by Bless on that music. Hit the like button if you haven't hit the like button yet. We're just getting started. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Hit the bell icon so you can be notified when we come on again. Yeah. Hey. Just swipe up. Until you have one of the most amazing producers sending you shit personally, just so you can vibe with your tribe. Shut your funky ass up. You ain't on my level. Get out of here, riffraff. Ooh, you did your big one. Knowledge is definitely taught. I'm teaching you now. I'm teaching you my learned knowledge so you don't have to experience some of the things I went through. Just cool your jets. This is priceless knowledge of self. See how you don't exist here anymore? It's just like that. Until you got a legion of goddesses that don't play about you, shut the fuck up. Just vibe. This is called Just Vibe by Beats by Bless on that music. Yeah. Hi. Yeah. Get out your feelings. Stick to the facts. Mercury's in Capricorn. Now, Mercury is sextile to Venus, so this also would mean you can be pleasant towards people. Really, that's just what that means. Is you know, with Venus still in Pisces, Mercury in Capricorn, yeah, you're realistic, but that don't mean you got to be mean to people. All right, you just ain't sweating the small stuff. I'm not sweating the small stuff. You shouldn't be sweating the small stuff. You heard me? Just cool your jets, baby. Yeah. It's crazy. It ain't even gotta be YouTube. You come play about me on Facebook, it's gonna be even more that will destroy your funky ass. And I don't even want to do it to you. It's because my sister. Shout out to the Queen Machete, though, by the way. Shout out to Luis Machete Rossi also. Shout out to the whole Machete clan. You understand? Y'all go check out Machete KLA here on YouTube. Or go check out the Machete Sound on Spotify. Amazing artistry. Y'all make sure y'all look out for the Machete Clan comics. The Machete Clan anime. Make sure y'all go check out Queen Machete as a tarotist and a financial advisor. Make sure you go subscribe on Patreon to Queen Machete. Make sure that you go check out Star on Facebook. Yeah, you know who we are. That's a society of tarot and astrology readers. Now, let me let you know, that ain't gonna be for everybody either. We do a lot of shit posting. So if you're gonna have emotional responses, you got to check that shit at the door or just tell yourself no. It ain't gonna be for you. Alright? But let me tell you, it goes even deeper than that. You can join the Facebook group, which I actually am a big part of. I actually am tasked to run the day-to-day activities of that group. And so if you have any issues, you always can come back to me. But you also need to understand, in Star or anything Star Incorporated, this is not going to cater to the male experience. And hey, I'm a king there, and it doesn't cater to me at all. And at any point in time, they might just turn on me and motherfucking sacrifice my funky ass. And I understand that, and I'm okay with it. And that's why I'm able to function within that. I don't let my ego think that's something that needs to be asserted there. I have priceless knowledge of self, my own movement. And so in that space, I help facilitate because I'm able to at least bring a little bit of muscle to it. You understand? But other than that, understand, if you come in as a man trying to assert your male ego, you're going to get yourself humbled real fast. Plain and simple. It's not going to go down like that for you. All right. And you have to ask yourself, has the world ever been a safe space for a woman? No. So it's not like it ain't fair. You got to get over that shit. All right? And so that's what goes on with that. Make sure you go subscribe to that. Not subscribe, go join that. But also go to starthesociety.com. Upon going there, you'll be prompted to create a membership. There are paid tiers, but there's also a free membership that gives you plenty of access to something beautiful. Once you've created your membership, you'll be prompted to download the Mighty Networks app. Upon downloading the Mighty Networks app, it'll magically transform into the Star social media network. And so we have our own social media network catered specifically to astrologers and tarotists and witches and bitches who just want to pull down their britches and motherfuckers that want to do whatever they want to do without the worry of being censored or zucked. You know, so there's a whole bunch of motherfuckers that don't give a fuck and they will roast your ass. But other than that, it's fun. Villanita said it's a scary place. Nah, man, it's everything. They have all types of spaces too, you know what I'm saying? We got chats for the baddies. We got chats for strictly catered to knowledge. We have trauma dumps. We have a whole community. And so I'm so proud to be a part of that. I'm so proud to promote that. It's something that is a big part of my life. It's something that I take very seriously. It's something that I will protect with everything that I have. And so y'all make sure y'all go check it out. All right. Yeah, I drank the Kool-Aid, bitch. Oh, the world. Star is a scary place too. Ask Vanessa. But no, it's an amazing community, man. It's an amazing community, man. And I'm so grateful for everybody there. You know. Shout out to Richard too. And Sanders and Eel and Yvette and Tanya and Dahlia and Jessica and Dre and everybody. But yeah, shout out to Star, man. Now, yeah, Mercury sextile to Venus, it just gives people tact. You're not tripping about small shit. You're not really being mean to people because you're not even paying attention to that. You're paying attention to how you feel in La La Land, and that helps you from tripping about the little bitty shit all the time. So you're just keeping the main thing, and that's that Mercury sextile to Venus, and Venus being exalted. That really helps with that right there. When it comes to Venus is now at 10 degrees of Pisces. And Venus, as I just said, is exalted in Pisces because even more than the fact that Venus in Pisces is that one placement right there that's truly capable of unconditional love. It's that one energy that produces something that is only equitable to unconditional love, if it's not that, right? can't. I know people say, "Well, I love my children." Cancer love is still different. It's still different, you know. But when you see Venus exalted in Pisces, not only is it divinely artistic and inspired, but it's also something that's not sweating the small shit. It's not gonna let some little shit make this motherfucker give up on you or stop loving you. This energy is not that type of energy. This energy right here is something that the love right here is all encompassing and it's engulfing, and it's something that goes beyond expectation, and at the same time that can make people look delusional and foolish, because when you're willing to overlook small stuff, then people think they can do anything to you. And there's also this thing where you see this as an effect where it's like love without boundaries, right? Love without boundaries. And then you got to take this into context. You have Venus square to Jupiter, and then slowly coming into a conjunction with Saturn. Oh, so this is where shit is going to start getting interesting over the next few days. This full moon is triggering something. And so with Venus in Pisces coming into a square with Jupiter retrograde in Gemini, this is just where it's like you might look like a fool before it's all said and done, or you might overindulge to the point to where that shit's not healthy, or you might just like totally lose your mind for a few days, you know, totally lose your mind for a few days. Like, man, like I was tripping, like I was caught up in a vibe. I was like man. Or you just doing too much, you indulging too much, you getting high too much, you drinking too much. So there's going to be some stuff over the next few days with Venus square to Jupiter, and this being Pisces and Gemini, where people are going to be doing too much. And there's also going to be things where this could also be triggering with Venus conjunct to Saturn, some stuff with people's addictions and things like that, where there could be some issues where people end up hurting themselves, or people end up getting caught slipping because of them not paying attention, and people just overindulging, or people trying to escape, or people just being all over the place and them trying to compensate for that with substances. And so unfortunately it's gonna be like that. Venus square to Jupiter, Venus conjunct to Saturn, this being Pisces, and is square to Jupiter in Gemini, and then conjunct to Saturn in Pisces. It's finna get heavy over the next few days. And you have to just remember to keep loving. You got to remember that, this is all a part of the divine scheme of things, and you got to not allow yourself to just get jaded towards life or towards a person, because you might see the worst of something over the next few days. But I also don't want you to establish recognition. Maybe with Venus conjunct to Saturn, this is just where you see things for what they really are, and you realize how much you really love that person or that situation, and the little shit doesn't matter. It doesn't matter that you're not always comfortable. It doesn't matter that it's not always catered specifically to you. It doesn't matter. You think that this is worth it, and you realize, hey, this is worth it. So there's not always going to be one way energy plays out, but you do need to be like that. So there might be where there's some confusion at first with Venus square to Jupiter. But as we approach Venus coming into this conjunction with Saturn, and this gets closer and closer as it applies, you could also start to see people that start to think, okay, fuck the small shit. Like this is what really matters. The love, the feeling that this gives me, this is what really matters. This makes it all worth it. So yes, sometimes it's uncomfortable. Yeah, sometimes I might look like a sucker. Yeah, sometimes this might be something that hurts my feelings, but fuck that. I'm gonna grit out and get through this, because I know getting through this is gonna make it all worth it towards the end. And so my love is more important than any hardship that we might face. And so there's several things, and it might be all of it incorporated in with this. But it's definitely going to be an interesting few days for people's relationships. It's going to be an interesting few days for art. It's going to be an interesting few days for emotion. And so, buckle up. Buckle up, motherfucker. Shit's about to get real, bitch. Yeah, make sure you chilling, because you got a Cancer full moon that might trigger your feelings, And then people start reminiscing. It's Cancer energy. And then people start thinking about the way shit used to be. Might think about somebody they used to fuck with. And then now your ass is tripping. And now you going in circles for a few days. But then you realize, nah, man, I've been tripping. I've been going in circle for a few days. And so let me go ahead and get right. Get my spirit right. That's what a lot of people need to do, is just stop worrying about the expectations of society and social media and the world, and just get your motherfucking spirit right. That doesn't always mean you got to have a spiritual awakening and it has to be this profound shift in your values or your beliefs. It just means get your spirit right in whatever way that you need to. I'm not telling you to follow a specific practice. No, sometimes you might need Jesus. And so, hey, do whatever it takes to get your motherfucking spirit right. That's what you need to do. This is where we're at right now with this shift that we're about to have from Pisces to Aries. Get your spirit right and realize what's worth fighting for, and realize why you're doing whatever it is that you're doing in your life, and why this isn't worth risking this, and why you can't fucking go backwards, man. Because everything is vibration. Ha. That's some beats by Blizz on that music. That's perfect. Now, let's talk about Mars. Because, yeah, this full moon is going to come into a conjunction with Mars. It already is kind of, but it's loosely conjunct. But as the evening progresses, we have this coming through. But look, Mars is retrograde at 27 degrees of Cancer. Mars is going to be retrograde until the 23rd of February. And so a little bit over 6 weeks. But this is what's interesting about this. Or right at 6 weeks. Right? This is what's interesting about this. Is Mars is only going to move 10 degrees. Because it's going to get to 17 degrees in its retrograde motion, then it'll station direct at 17 degrees, right? So it's going to move 10 more degrees in the next 40 days. It's crazy, right? In the next 40 days. Now, that means it's going to be a whole bunch of shit that people take personally. There's a focal point that's coming over this next 10 degrees. This is where that shit is really going to get drawn into focus. And so this is where you're going to see people have some really strong emotional responses to stuff. And so, look, the problem is when those emotions have to be compensated for constantly, it makes things worse. And then when things are retrograded, it makes people that much more irritable and that much more volatile and that much more unpredictable in their reactions, because people respond emotionally to things. And so as this full moon triggers this, there's going to be one of those days where it's just like people are responding to things emotionally. People are getting triggered really easily. And so the best thing you can do is stick to yourself and don't get involved in that bullshit. So stay out the mix. Now, with Mars in Cancer, for some people, you also are going to have to understand that, hey, it's not personal. Remember, the sun is in Capricorn. The sun is coming into this opposition with Mars too. And so, hey, stay disciplined. Stay chill. Like, keep the main thing the main thing. Alright? But sometimes when you restrain it too much, it ends up being something that's internalized, and then this rage builds inside of you, and then now you done responded emotionally to somebody that you care about. Now you done put your hands on somebody, and you usually don't do that type of shit, but guess what? You got a case now. This is the type of stuff that happens during retrograde. And it's like, man, it all could have been avoided. It all could have been avoided if you stayed disciplined. It all could have been avoided if you just avoided the situation altogether. Or if you would have never allowed those emotions to eat at you inside, to where you didn't have any buffer between your emotions and impulse. And so the shit is fucked up. Welcome to the world. That beard be coming, don't it? That beard be coming. I'm gonna grow it real big again. That's what I'm gonna do, is grow it real big again. But yeah, I'm growing a big beard again. There's the red electric Skywalker. Hey, I need y'all to go join the tribal council if you haven't joined yet. We need as many tribal council members as possible. If you love me for real, what the fuck is $5 a month? $5, Buster? Hit that fucking $5. We need at least 85 members. We need 850 actually, but we can start with 85. That'd be great. That would be a tremendous help to my family. Now, there should be a join tab here somewhere. Then I can offer more perks, and I can create more tiers, and we can just have our own fucking tier. Maybe we just need a sponsorship tier. Now, Mars is moving away from that opposition with Pluto, but Mars is trine to Neptune and the North Node. And so right now you need to pay attention to how you feel. As I've told you over and over again, you have to trust how you feel. That doesn't mean you have to have crazy ass emotional responses, but pay attention to how you feel, because that's actually the only thing that's real. Now with Mars trine to Neptune, here's the thing. You're so sensitive and you feel so strongly about stuff that there's gonna be some instances where you just see yourself responding in such a natural way that you can't explain it, right? Or you can use this creatively or artistically or expressively. Because when people think about art, the first thing they think about is painting or music or sculpting. But you also have to think about things like the performing arts. Mars trine Neptune is one of those things where you can just feel, where it's you know, you can convey emotion in a way that is divine, right? And so this is the perfect time for you to express that artistically if you can. Take that and put that energy that you have and that emotion that you have and help it make something beautiful. Or this is a time where you're responding to things instinctively and because of your sensitivities, and then you can't explain why you responded like that. But it's because something was triggered instinctively because of that trine with Mars and Neptune. And so that comes through with that. With Mars trine to the North Node. We kind of been like this. This is before we had that fire trine a few weeks ago, where it was the North Node and Aries in this trine with Mars and Leo, you know, just a few weeks ago. And now it's Mars in Cancer trine to the North Node in Pisces. And so sometimes you just need to just trust your emotions, trust your how you feel about a situation, and just go with that. Sometimes there's not a logical explanation, so you just need to go with that. There's going to be something that's a part of you that's always looking for a logical explanation and to make sense of things. But sometimes the things that need to make sense is you did what you felt was right, or you did what you felt was going to be healthy. And so that actually is why you did what you did. You didn't think, you felt. All right. So I hope you're there with that. Yeah, do it from the laptop. We're actually already halfway through with this session. That's crazy. We've been here for 85 minutes already. I'm only staying for 3 hours this morning. I'm not staying for no 4 fucking hours. I can't do it. I'll be back on Wednesday. But I can't stay for 4 hours. I got up at 4 a.m., did push-ups, so I could be prepared to come on at 7. I still didn't get started at 7 because I had to make sure my kids were taken care of, and so I started at 8 o'clock. But I got other work to do. I have to go do the work to put together a couple of Pluto readings, and that takes a lot of research and a lot of work because I have to look up dates for the next 20 years. And then I have to write a little bit on the video that I'm going to do tomorrow. Tomorrow, I think I'm going to do Taurus midheaven. Taurus or Gemini. I haven't made up my mind yet. But I'm going to do Taurus or Gemini midheaven tomorrow. We're going to continue with our midheaven series. So I'm going to record that. We'll drop it on Thursday. I've been on top of my shit. But yeah. Oh, let me look at this. Hold on, let me look at this. Oh, I thought I was gonna see something more worth noting. But yeah, I gotta do that. Then we'll be here on Friday for the top 5. Thursdays are usually I'll have to record this Pluto reading that these Pluto readings that I'm putting together today. And then some Saturdays I have a client that I do consultations with, and so we spend our Saturday mornings in her energy and making sure that we're getting her energetically prepared for the upcoming week. And so I'll be working, man. I'm a Mars in Capricorn. I'll be working, man. I probably write now, as far as writing by hand, because I can't type. I suck at typing. I only type with 2 fingers, so that would be harder for me. But I probably write by hand 20 pages a week since the new year started. And so that might not seem like a lot, but it is. It's like, that's a lot of fucking writing. So when I do those videos, I write. Each one of those has been 10 pages. There's 10 pages to that sun moon aspect video. There's 8 pages to the numerology video. So yeah. It takes a lot. I actually showed Vanessa a lot that I had all these pages that all this writing I be doing. But yeah, I mean, some of y'all seen that in my videos. I've shown y'all the writing that I do. Dang, somebody lying. But somebody smile right now. Bratty Beretta. Beats, I don't even think I've ever heard this one. That bitch is jamming too. What's up, Majestic Dynasty 31 YJ? What's up, family? On the fam. Now, let's talk about Jupiter. Jupiter is sitting at 12 degrees of Gemini. Retrograde until February 5th. So we got like 3 weeks of this, right? And not quite 3 weeks, but almost 3 weeks. But with Jupiter retrograde with this, it's just like there's so much going on, there's so much being said that it's hard to put a finger on anything to make it productive. Like right now it just feels like shit is chaotic. And it also, in a lot of ways, feels like the energy is scattered and people are stretched thin. And it's just like, what the fuck is really going on in the world? And like, it's like you just feel all over the place, right? It's like there's no method to the madness. It's interesting. This is an interesting time to be alive. But it's also like, what's next? What happens next? What's coming next? And there's certain energy, and there's definitely anxiousness. Some people with anxiety. It's been crazy, man. It's just like it's just crazy. And I guess things will start making more sense here in a few weeks. Things will start progressing again. But right now, it's just like when there's all this Gemini energy, but it's retrograde. That means there's all of this energy, but that's not helpful. It's all over the place. It's not purposed. There's no method to it. It's chaotic. It's stimulating, but you could also get overstimulated real quick. You get caught up in the wrong shit, and there's plenty of wrong shit going on. This is very messy. It's very sloppy. Like, man, people can and will say anything. And when people can and will say anything, it's because people can and will believe anything. Anything. It is what it is, though. Like I said, what a time to be alive. Now, we just got to get through this retrograde. Then Jupiter, go ahead and get through Gemini and get to Cancer. And we need that. We need Jupiter to get to Cancer. Jupiter is exalted in Cancer. We need that for a little bit. Us here at home, especially us Cancers, we need that shit a little bit. I definitely need it. So we got to get through this shit right here. It's going to be dumb. People going to be saying anything. You know. You have people saying, oh, Hollywood is burning down because of all the pedophiles. Shut the fuck up. We're going to burn down all these good people's homes because there are some pedophiles but we're going to leave everywhere else in the world. Shut up. It's like, people will say anything. It's called global warming, you moron. There's wildfires. There'll be mudslides. There's tornadoes. There's snow in Atlanta. Oh, it's snowing in the ATL. What? That's good, because I wasn't going unless it was snowing. And you know what I mean. Yeah, I wasn't going to show up. That's why I ain't been to the ATL. I prefer places that is snowing. But nah, for real though. Gelato said where the OG at. We're on that OG gelato. But yeah, man. That used to be my motto when I was a young whippersnapper. I would tell them if it ain't. They say, hey man, you wanna come? And I'm like, look bro, if it ain't snowing, I ain't going. No, I'm gonna stop playing. I'm I'm just trying to trigger my sisters. Don't let me trigger y'all. Because as I grew up, I developed a palate that actually had a variety of tastes. Now, shout out to the snow in Atlanta. Yeah, I don't like this. Here's the thing about snow. When we're talking about real snow, I'm glad that went over some of y'all's head. But I love the fresh snow. We all do. I love the fresh snow. When that shit is pure white and it's fresh and it just snowed and it's just been overnight and it's a big deep snow and it's all over the place and everything is sparkling white. I love the fresh snow. But being in a city or a metropolitan area, it's not long after that the snow gets real fucked up. You understand? The snow gets real fucking dirty and it's fucking nasty and they got them big piles because they have the street sweepers. And so when they have the street sweepers and shit, the snow gets piled on the side of the road. You have all that nasty ass, dirty ass, black ass snow everywhere. You got mud everywhere. The snow is fucking just piled up and everywhere. Like that shit is nasty and that shit gets annoying because it never goes away. Once you have that big deep snow for the winter, when you live in a place like where I live, then that snow's never gone. Like it gets to a point where it finally gets like in January or February to where there's gonna be a point where there's gonna have one big ass snow or that shit isn't gonna be fucking gone. There's gonna be 7, 8 foot, 9 foot, 10 foot big piles of snow on the side of the road, just nasty ass snow, and in parking lots of stores and shit for the next who knows how long. And then that shit just gets fucking disgusting to look at. And so, yeah, there gets a point where that fresh, beautiful snow is awesome. But that other one gets fucked up. But yeah. Some of y'all some weirdos. But back to the transits, man, before I get mad. Saturn is at 15 degrees of Pisces. And just have some compassion for yourself. Yeah, I know it's easy to have compassion for other people. You see them going through it and you be like, damn, you feel it. But I mean, have that same compassion for yourself. You're a part of the collective. You're going through it right now. Things just seem real right now in life for a lot of people. And life feels realer than ever. That's what happens with Saturn and Pisces. And sometimes that feels predatory, especially when you've been living in la la land, or when you've been fooling yourself, or you've been dumb, delusional, or on drugs or some shit. Like when reality sets in, like that shit right there can feel cruel than a motherfucker. But sometimes that's necessary. When it comes to emotional responses that you have with people, sometimes the reality sets in that it's not them, it's you. But the only way to be able to get past this right here is to go through it.
This goes hard. Perfect. Warning.
It's to go through it.
Perfect.
The only way to get through it is to go through it. So with Saturn and Pisces, this is what you got to do. You know, some of us have to confront addiction. Some people have to confront resentment. Some people have to confront fear. Some people have to confront health issues. Some people have to confront fears of health issues. Some people have to confront fears of death. Some people have to confront their insecurities. They have to confront their delusion that they've had about their partner, about their relationship. I just had my brother-in-law just died the day before yesterday. And him and my sister-in-law have been divorced for a couple years. She left him, but he's alcoholic, and he had cirrhosis, and they told him to stop drinking. He kept drinking, and ultimately, he fucking died. Like, he died from the alcohol. But he had plenty of opportunities to quit drinking, unfortunately. That's very sad, it's very messed up. But, you know, that's the path that we choose. Sorry, I hit my tooth and that shit hurt. But yeah, that's the path we choose, man, and that's sad. Super fucking sad. It's messed up, but that's the way it is, man. And it can feel cruel, but that's just life. That's what happens when you play with your life. You die. I talked to my dad over the weekend, and I don't like to talk to him. I love my dad, but I don't like to talk to him because of his health issues and because I feel like he plays guilt trips on me, and because it's depressing. I mean, if we're being honest, it's depressing. He's dying. It's depressing. It's depressing to him because he cares that he's dying, but he's still in his addiction and he's still selfish and he's still him. And so, and sometimes in certain ways, even worse than he ever has been. Because now he has an excuse. We know you're dying. He knows he's dying. People know he's dying, so he can, leave me alone. And I'm just going to get high. If you're not going to help me and give me money, then why are you calling me and shit like that? Like, motherfucker, I was calling you because I love you and I'm going to miss you and I can't call you. And so I'm trying to talk to you. I'm your son. I love you. And you don't call me to preach. And I'm like, man, ain't nobody calling you to preach. I just love you. I just want you to stay here as long as you can. You have an opportunity to stay for longer. And you just want to get high. You don't give a fuck. If you want me to stay for longer, pay for me to come live with you, and so I can leech off of you and live with you, and you know what I'm saying. So it's just like, the shit is sad than a motherfucker, man. But that's the harsh reality of it. Like, you realize it, you see it, and that shit sucks. And at the same time, that's what you're choosing. Karma is not something coming to get you like fucking Michael Myers or Jason. Karma is happening every second. It's the processes of the choices that we're making. You make choices every second. As you make choices, you're creating karma. Every choice. It's not like you're a bad person, so all you get is bad karma. That's not how it works. You're a human being. You have good and bad flaws. You have things, you know what I mean, that you do that are beautiful and helpful. And you have some things that you do that are probably toxic and hurtful. You get what I'm saying? Like, that's just how it is as people. Like, you look at people, you have people, he just said Trump can be funny too. Funny as it is, there's so many of us that even myself, you know, you formulate these opinions of Donald Trump, and Donald Trump has a character that's really hard to like for some people. He has certain ways that he expresses himself that I don't believe are conducive to the office of the presidency of the United States. But who am I to fucking judge when I've exhibited behaviors that are not conducive to being a fucking human being on Earth? You get what I'm saying? Like, I've been a fucking horrible fucking animal, savage, dog-ass motherfucker before. You know, and a lot of the things that he does are going to be helpful to people. A lot of the things that he done are going to help to them sectors, even if it is something that's not going to be helpful to certain people. It sucks, but that's just the process of it. There's a complex experience that we have as human beings. So guess what? You got to deal with your shit. Your emotional bullshit, your physical bullshit, you got to deal with it. That's your plight in this life. That's your karma. And when they say this is your karma, it's not this is your karma because it's coming like Michael Myers to kill you. That's your karma. This is your plight in life. This is what you do. This is what it is. This is the path you chose. This is what you signed up for, motherfucker. So deal with it. No matter how bad or horrible it seems, just deal with it. You got to. Because what's the other choice? You're going to die? You can do that too. But Saturn is fine with that. This is Saturn. Saturn didn't come to hold your motherfucking hand. Saturn didn't come to say, oh, it's going to be better real soon. That's not what Saturn does. It's going to be better if you make it better. And if you don't make it better, you can just die. I mean, that's the truth. That's the cold, harsh reality. And nobody's picking on you. You're not a victim of circumstance. That's for anybody. Anybody can get this work with Saturn. You need to understand that everybody's gonna get it at some point. Shit gets hard for everybody at some point in their life. They have to face some circumstances that are not ideal. So stop turning into something it's not. Don't be delusional about what it is. That's also Saturn and Pisces. Hey, this shit is right in front of you. You can see what it is if you choose to look at it. If not, you can continue to be dumb and ignorant and foolish and sick and fearful and diseased, and you can die like that. That's what that is. Or let me say, that's what that was, cuz. Came to look this good. You understand? But I also signed up for my mama to fucking die on me and me to find her like that. I signed up for my daddy to be what my daddy is, a fucking sexually inappropriate crackhead motherfucker that don't give a fuck about nobody but himself, but has a funny personality. I signed up for my sister. I signed up to go through what I put myself through, to go to prison, to learn the lessons. I signed up to be here with y'all and for me to be whatever I can be in this space that I'm in. And so this is all a part of it, man. It's all a part of it. And I'm grateful. I'm grateful. I'm grateful, man. What's up, Serafina Billy? I'm super grateful. Now, let's talk about Uranus or Uranus. And let me be honest. This is going to be retrograde until the 30th. So it's pretty much stationed, right? I don't think we'll get to 22 degrees. And so we're going to station here at 23 degrees with Uranus. And what that ultimately means is right now, before things get crazy, you have every opportunity to put yourself in the best place to operate from moving forward. You need to find a secure place to operate from. That's not a physical setting, all right? That's a mindset. And so the only way to do that is to take inventory of who you are, where you stand, what you're willing to do to make money, what you're not willing to do, what you find is most valuable, what are your values, who you are, and where you stand morally also are going to be important in the end of that. All right? Figure out what you have to work with materially and spiritually. All right? And compensate for any changes that could occur, because things will change. Circumstances in the world are going to change dynamically, very quickly. This is Pluto in Aquarius also. And so with this right here, things are going to change very quickly. So you have to figure out how you can create an adaptable mindset, because you can actually find a unique way for you to prosper during these times. There's no reason to be broke. There's no reason for you to walk around here complaining or bitching. You have every opportunity for you to be prosperous, for you to live in prosperity. You just have to choose to take that route. And that means you can't let your own stubbornness get in the way of that. Plain and simple. And so right now is where you make that choice of what you're going to do. You're going to be stuck and stubborn in the old, and stubborn about the old way of doing things, and you're going to be frustrated when things change in the world, or you're going to figure out an adaptable place where you yourself can take an approach to life that is actually going to help you change with these changing times, but also take care of your family and make sure y'all are at least living a comfortable, if not lucrative lifestyle. Yeah, I'm on. I'm always on. So, next comes Neptune. And Neptune is at 27 degrees of Pisces, conjunct to the North Node. And look, right now it's real easy to get confused what it's all about. Spirituality in itself is a fad. Real ain't real no more. The culture we've created is some bullshit. It's based off projections and expectations and projections into expectations and expectations that are developed off projections, so they never were real or something that was actually helpful in the first place. And so this is what we've created as a society, as a people. And when you look at this, you wonder, what can you look to for guidance? Where can you do that? And at the same time, we're more sensitive than ever. But us being more sensitive than ever, it doesn't make us more censored, right? Instead, it makes us actually be more discriminatory. And there's a difference between censorship and discrimination. And that's what we end up doing. Instead of censoring certain things and so that it's not helpful to society, we promote those things. And then what we do is condemn and discriminate the people that speak against the things that we know are not right. But us as society find them acceptable because that is something that's profitable, right? Doesn't matter what's real or what's right. It matters what's trending, what's accepted. This is the Neptune and Pisces culture we've created. A lot of people, don't matter what it really is. It matters how public sees it. For real. I wish I could get up, but I can't get up because I don't have no pants on under this. I just have this top and this cardigan on, and I'm sitting buck naked from the bottom down in this seat. So, did I take my meds? What meds? Yeah, I took my meds earlier. Don't make me feel like no old man. Did you take your meds? Yeah, I took it. But yeah, man. It's just fucked up. Y'all better get y'all some VPNs if you want to keep TikTok. Get you some VPNs. Download it and operate it off a VPN. I've never scrolled TikTok. I have TikTok on my phone because my wife is always sending me TikTok videos, but I never watch them, and she knows that. She's always like, hey, she'll laugh and send me a laughing emoji in TikTok. I will never go open it up. I don't go on TikTok. I've maybe been on there 4 or 5 times, but I've never scrolled it. I've only looked at my account when I created it. And I've never made a video, and I've never scrolled it. So this is not something I've done. Now, my daughter and my wife and my sons are like, well, they talk a lot of shit, but I just don't fuck around. I'm not hating on y'all. I just didn't scroll TikTok. Y'all could love TikTok. Like, it's not like all grown people don't watch TikTok. I just haven't done it. I have a set way of doing things. I should have got on TikTok. I probably would have made a lot more money if I was on TikTok. But I guess there was something that happened years ago where everybody was dancing. I was like, I can't stand TikTok dancing. And so I formulated something inside of me was like, I'm not fucking around with TikTok. I can't stand all that dancing and shit. I can't stand all that fucking dancing. They do it on Facebook Reels too, but I just can't stand all that fucking dancing. And like, what the fuck? Like, I know you just didn't do some fucking choreography in here. I understand. Bro, y'all defending TikTok to me. Y'all supposed to be defending me. Don't be fucking in here defending no fucking TikTok. You on... Y'all upset about TikTok, boy. You feel like it's a violation of your rights as Americans, right? Them taking away TikTok sounds like a violation as your rights as Americans, right? What if they say you got to pay for it? What if they say, you know what, you can keep TikTok, but you got to pay because we're putting a tariff on things from overseas. You got to pay $4.99 for TikTok every month. Answer, like, you know what I'm saying? I'm serious. Think about it. Red electric, I'll pay. Just think about that, because that could be something that I think, if that's what I would do as a proposal, I would say, okay, we can keep TikTok, but because we are, as this administration is gonna start introducing tariffs, just to compensate for the tax, I would need $4.99 off the top for that to be able to operate here in the United States of America. I said, y'all pay to watch. You won't even pay to watch me on here. Join the tribal council then. If I see any of y'all say y'all pay to watch on, y'all pay for TikTok, y'all need to be joining the tribal council, because you finna hurt my motherfucking feelings. Join the tribal council here then. Telling your motherfucking self. Yeah, give it to me. Red Electric Skywalker did it. Yeah. I know you do CashApp me, Serafina. You already know we got something. We've been doing this for years. Just me, you, and the chef. We've been doing this thing for years, right, chef? Yeah, the chef been here since day one. Actually, I used to do videos at the table with the clock behind me. Right here at this table behind me with the clock behind me. That's where I used to do my videos. I'm going to Twitch stream. That is something I am going to do next. Seriously, is Twitch stream. There's too much money in that, and I got too much going. I'm definitely going to Twitch stream. I've had somebody actually message me and say, hey, we need you on Twitch. These are the people, they sent me a list of like 50 people I need to get in contact with on Twitch, and they're like, these are the people you need to get in contact with on Twitch. We need you on Twitch, but I just haven't done it. I will, though. I will be streaming. I haven't figured out the right time to do it. It's just hard to start from 0 subscribers. That's the thing. I've built this here, and I've never went viral. I've built all of my subscribers with my bare hands. That's what I say for real. Like, there is no subscribers. I have people contact me all the time and say, hey, we can get you 50, for $2 you get 5,000 likes. For $5 you can get 20,000 likes. For $10 you can get, or we can get this many subscribers. Like, I would never pay for that. Like, the people that subscribe to me really saw my content. They really came across my shit. I've built it organically. And so I'm very proud of that. It's because they invested in this. But Twitch streaming is something else. And so I just have to get more comfortable starting from 0 and having nobody watching me again. And so that's just hard, because I remember what that's like. Luckily, for my very first video, as soon as I dropped my very first video, that bitch had views. I was like, dang, I got views. And when I dropped my very first video, I was like, damn, this bitch has views. Then I was like, then that just gave me the confidence. Yeah, we'll get on Twitch. I don't want followers. If I'm going on Twitch, I need subscribers. What do you have to do to get monetized on Twitch? How many followers do you have to get monetized? Because I have a whole plan. I have a whole business plan. This is what we're going to do. Because Kai and them be saying they be saying their signs, but I have specifically seen all of those AMP dudes and Kai, they'll try to set somebody up. Like, astrology ain't real. They start talking some shit. So as soon as I get on there, I get me just enough. I don't even need a big, to where I need somebody to plug me in like he plugged in with Kai. I said, hey, man, put me in with this motherfucker. Tell him I wanted to let him know, hey, I'm about to teach him some shit, and I'm gonna put his ass up on this knowledge, and then I need, you know what I'm saying? I got a business plan for this. Best believe my Mars in Capricorn is strategizing, but I just haven't done it yet, because starting with 0 watchers or subscribers and followers is hard. But best believe I've thought about it and tried to put a plan in place mentally. We'll see what happens. Sorry, I'm looking at something. But yeah. She said these nodal changes are glow ups. I don't know about Pisces and Virgo. These nodal changes to Pisces and Virgo. I think this is maybe when it gets to my 5th house. But at first, for this first 9 months, it's in my 6th house. And so my health, I gotta get my mind, body, spirit, health, right? Comes through to my Jupiter. It leaves to my Jupiter, and then goes into my 5th house. And then I'll look at it from there. But right now, mind, body, spirit, health. And so I've really been working on that. Still ain't went to the doctor since I went for my hernia, but I don't need to, because I haven't had any issues. But just making sure I don't let stress consume me or fear consume me again, to the point where I actually affect my mental health. I mean, my physical health the way that I did. But this ain't about me. Now, Neptune conjunct to the North Node. I think a lot of people are about to have a sense that, like, an unexplainable sense that, like, this is why they were here. This is a sense of purpose for a lot of people. Not even a sense of purpose. It's just like, you understand now. This is why you came here. This time, even. This is where a lot of people realize this is why you are where you are in your life. This is where you need to be headed. You know, and it's also about spiritual well-being and mental health and physical health all together. You know, you have the South Node in Virgo, and if the North Node is conjunct to Neptune, that means Neptune is opposite to the South Node. And so you can't give yourself anxiety. You have to keep faith and hope. You can't stress. You can't overthink situations. Sometimes you just gotta go with your gut and let your feelings guide you and go with the flow. Because this right here, whatever's happening right now, is divinely designed. All right, and some things just don't have a rational explanation. That's where we're at. You know, it reminds me, even though it was fake because he was really compensated for what happened with his mom, it reminds me of me watching The Life of Pi, the movie The Life of Pi. And remember, he's on the boat, the boat catches on fire, it sinks, his whole family dies, he ends up on the raft with the tiger and this and this and this and this, and all of this happens. But as he's in the middle of the ocean and he's drifting, he ends up running into this island. And as he gets to this island, the island had the meerkats and all those things with them, and it was a weird place to be in, right? A beautiful place. It nourished him, it helped him, it got him there, it helped it. But there's no way for him to realize how he got there, or no way for him to logically be able to get there again. You know, he kind of just drifted there. He got there, and it wasn't even real. But what that means is, metaphorically, he got to a place where he was okay, where he could function going forward, where he became at peace with everything, where he spiritually reaffirmed his journey, like this is where it could go. After everything he's seen, he understood he still had everything he needed to keep going forward. And so it kind of just pushed him forward on that journey. And so really the whole story is a compensation for the brutal things that he witnessed, with people killing each other and eating each other when they were on this raft, instead of him being with the tiger and this and this and this. All of this was metaphorical, right? Or allegorical even. But ultimately, still, when you think about it, for all of us, like this North Node in Pisces journey is just like, it could be that one thing where you realize, like, this is where you're at. Like, this is the time that you're living in. This is where we're at. This is where to be alive. This is the culture we've created. And guess what? This is how it was designed to be. This is where it was supposed to be. And it might not make sense. But you certainly feel it. You certainly feel it. And if you feel it, it's real. If you feel it, it's real. It's real to you. And so I was looking at something the other day, and I saw this chart of this newborn baby. Or I was talking to one of my clients, and they were saying that they were getting ready to schedule a C-section for their nephew, right? And that's beautiful. And she was like, it's such a blessing to be able to say this, you know, unless God has other plans, which God might, to say, hey, this is where we're gonna set up to have this baby. We're gonna have this baby on this date. And now it could happen before, but chances are they'll get to that date and they can design this. But it's like you're bringing babies in this world to have a specific purpose, to help people in specific way. No, because they're intricately saying, hey, well, we want this baby not to have Venus. We want him to have Venus in Pisces instead of Venus in Aries. We want this child to have this instead of this. We want this child to have this instead of this. And it's cool and cute, and it's great that we can do that. But it also really makes me think, damn, this child is coming with this divine purpose, like already ordained, and it's just a little child. And so the energy is still there, though. That's what's crazy. It's just a little child. How could you preordain what this child is supposed to do in their life before this child was born? But at the same time, this energy is still there. And if that child chooses to do this, or if life destines or directs this child into that destiny, like, it's just, we live in some really amazing times, but sometimes we get confused about what it's all about. And so right here is like with Neptune conjunct to the North Node. As long as what you got going on makes sense to you. If it instinctually feels right, what's understood ain't got to be explained. You heard me? What's understood ain't got to be explained. What's up, Sharon Crawford? How you doing? Now, Pluto is at 1 degree of Aquarius. And now I think about also how people, as crazy as it is, people design children now. It's not right. Some people say, well, that's not right. But I mean, that's what it is. Like, the world we live in is crazy, man. I'm watching a news segment the other day about a dude who got trapped in his car. And it was one of those driverless cars in California because the car somehow got messed up going around a median. So it started going circles and circles and circles around this median over and over and over again. And this dude done paid for this car. And so he had to find some time. He wanted to either figure out a way that he could take control of it. And so he had to call the company, the customer service, while he's going around and around and around and around hundreds and hundreds of times around this median. And they had to reset the car and reset the destination so it could get off of that. But I wouldn't trust it anymore. I would want to refund it. I would want to get out of there because that shit is malfunctioning. I'm not riding in this motherfucker no more. I wouldn't ride in a riderless car anyway. But like, I saw it on the news. And it's like the world is crazy. And right now it seems like, what the fuck? We've seen all of this stuff already with UAPs and with the drones at the beginning of the year. Like 2025 has been crazy. Pluto being back in Aquarius has been crazy. And it's like we're barely touching the tip of the iceberg because we already knew most of this stuff. This is the same stuff we've seen and talked about. This is stuff that we've created. This stuff but it's still like, whoa, when you really take a second to perceive it, you think about how connected we are because of technology. You think about the technological advancements. You think about the fact that the year 2000 was 25 years ago. We're actually already a quarter through this century. We're a quarter through this century. That's terrifying. What? Like, we're a quarter through this fucking century, man. Shit is progressing very quickly. And the world is changing. The way government is going to run is going to change after this. I'll tell you this. If Donald Trump were to get his way, then he probably won't be mentally competent in the next 5 or 6 years to run as president. But if he had his way, he would change the way that the United States is governed, and the president could have more time in term. If it doesn't, there's going to be more regulations. So the way things are ran, there could be new forms of government. There could be new countries created. You know, we're in a revolutionary time in the world, and so this shit is, as cliche as it sounds, unprecedented. And you just gotta have an open mind. And that's all the world needs to change everything, is an open-minded approach. Funny as it is, it doesn't take something significant happening. All you need to do is have an open mind. And if you have an open mind, that just exponentially expands the realm of possibilities. If you're willing to think outside of the box and you're not willing to put boundaries on what's possible, then you can make great things happen. Now, us as human beings are going to realize that us as people are more powerful because of technology, because of our connectedness. We are powerful. They can't sweep the people to the side. This is where the power actually comes to the people. This isn't where the power is with the government like Pluto and Capricorn. This is where the power comes with the people again. You know, you think back to right there at the American Revolutionary War. The concept of whatever the United States of America was supposed to be was so refreshing because it was a new way of democracy. They made it seem like this was the free way of the people having power and the people choosing. Now, ultimately, it didn't end up like that because of the flaws in that process and because it started out with bad karma energetically. How could you be fighting for freedom while you're also holding people enslaved? And so there's so much that came along with that. And so when the United States of America was addressed, they should have addressed slavery when when they had the first Congressional Congress, because that's what created the deep divide in the country later on that caused the Civil War, that actually caused such a weakening of the strength at that point, in that critical point of time. Now, World War II and World War I were what strengthened the United States as world superpowers, but the infrastructure of the United States was greatly weakened from the very onset because of them choosing not to address slavery in the Congressional Congress. And so that's kind of how that goes. It all was a very flawed process, but this is where we get to reassess that process. This is the reckoning of that process. This is the Pluto return of that process. So that process now has to die and get reorganized or rebirthed or regenerated in a way that is more helpful and is better for everybody. So I do think that there will be strong changes in the way that government in itself works. And I believe these changes are already being implemented of themselves. Now, smile right fucking now. Smile or slap yourself right now. Now, Chiron, 19 degrees of Aries, direct. I don't want to hear about it. I don't want to hear no complaining. You got to make actions. If you're not taking actions towards making your situations better, once you're aware of them, you're allowing it. If you're allowing it, then guess what? You deserve it. I deserve to be abused? No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying if you're aware that somebody's doing you dirty and you're not doing something about it to actively attack or confront the issue, then you're allowing it, you're condoning, or you're coaching it. And so you're going to have to do something to change your situation. This is a time of action. You want things to get better, you got to make them better. So guess what? Take actions towards healing. If you're aware, but you're indifferent, then you're conducive to the issue. That's the truth. Damn. But yeah. Smile right fucking now if you're here. Hit the like button if you haven't hit the like button yet. It's Monday morning. My baby turned 18 years old on Saturday. Shout out to my baby. Now, Hold up. Somebody said something to me. Now, hold up. The Black Moon Lilith is at 21 degrees of Libra. And I told you, this opposition between them is very interesting, that we've dealt with this for like a month now, a little bit over a month now. Because what this represents is sometimes people are so worried about people pleasing somebody else that they're involved with, or trying to impress somebody that they lose sight of who they are, or sometimes they're willing to accept things in relationships that are not helpful or healthy to them. So they would have healthier relationships if they had healthier boundaries. They would have healthier relationships if they were more accountable. Not if they allowed people to do them dirty, not if they ignored ignorant behavior, not if they were constantly being dishonest because they're trying to project into this person's expectations, or if they're trying to people please in certain situations. Not just be you and address things head on, be straight up, be honest, be open, be authentic. And guess what? If you do that, you should have an open, honest, and authentic relationship, other than this being something that's built off pretense and something that looks good on the outside but feels abusive from the inside. What you want matters. All right. With your needs. But yeah, I hope that answers the question for you. You need to be confronting them about it, Peaceful Aura, because you allow them not to give you. You tell me, I need that promotion. I done told my family I need that money. Give me my money. But yeah, just tell them, like, give you your money. Nah, you need to tell them to respect you also. Don't allow it. Don't be so over-conciliatory or easily influenced. Sometimes you got to stand up for you, and then you won't ever have to settle for less. And then also people will respect you more. You'll respect yourself more, and you'll get what you want. Now, let's talk about this nodal axis. We've already touched on it a little bit, but the North Node is now at 29 degrees of Pisces. That means the South Node is at 29 degrees of Virgo. Oh man, we're in a new 18-month cycle with the nodes. So, first of all, get your mental health right. With this in Pisces, do whatever you need to do from the inside out to get your mental health right. You know, with the North Node in Pisces, this is also where you just remember what it's all about. Yeah, it gets hard, it gets frustrating, it gets annoying, and little stuff. It's real easy to focus on the small things, but right here, no. You remember it's about the feeling, and you learn once again to trust again. You can't control all the key variables involved. Sometimes you have to get into that flow state. You have to let yourself feel it out. Sometimes, you know, with the North Node in Pisces, there's going to be some situations where all you want is this shit to make sense, but sometimes just that while you're trying to make sense of all of this, you're missing the fucking point. That's all I'm going to say about that today, because we got to talk about it for 18 months. So that's where we're at with that, y'all. I got to stand up for a second. Y'all don't look, turn your heads right now. No, I'm just playing. I got pants on. I was just playing earlier. But, yeah, I got to stand up for a second, though. Be right back. Sorry, y'all. I had to do it. I got a lot of incense, and then I'll sit back down. I'm just gonna sit down. Hold on. Now I'm back. So we're here for like 30 more minutes. Let's make it count. I can answer questions for like 30 minutes. I really like to do question and answer sessions on Wednesday. I like to keep it compartmentalized to that, but I'm here for 30 minutes to help you with anything you need help with, to vibe, to talk. So let's get this in, then I gotta go. So let's make this 30 minutes the best. Make sure y'all hit the super sticker, the super thanks, the super chat, hit that motherfucking Cash App that's pinned. Join the motherfucking tribal council. Stop playing with me. The music might not last 30 minutes. Just so we know. Oh, if you're going through a nodal return, North Node in Pisces, forgiveness. That's a big thing. Forgiveness, spirituality, like I said, mental health. This is all going to be important. These are going to be the things with this. Physical and mental health. Virgo and Pisces, spiritual well-being. Illusion and confusion. Boundaries, limits, reality. All of these things and those processes. What's up, Babblegum? How you doing? Peaceful Aura said their North Node is in Pisces and you're a Virgo rising. How do you know if you're having a nodal return? You are having a nodal return. Your North Node is in Pisces. The North Node is in Pisces. So you are definitely in your nodal return. You hear me? So what that ultimately would mean is in your 7th house, you're learning to forgive and love again. So yeah, learning to forgive and love again. That could definitely be it. How you doing, Journey? You're going through a Lilith return too. That makes sense for your relationships too. That's interesting. Phyllis, it's Capricorn season, ain't it? Yeah. Let me see. Hold on. Let me see. Vanessa, you said Mercury has been opposing your Venus and Chiron for the last few days. What type of energy does that bring in? If your Venus is in Cancer and your Chiron is in Cancer, I would say a little rationality, a little bit. Sometimes it can make it seem like you're being mean a little bit, but you're just controlling yourself. You're trying to control yourself. You're trying to think rational amidst all of the emotions that you have and all of the feelings that you could go through in the spectrum of a day. And so, in certain ways, it's frustrating sometimes because you have a lot going on, but you have stuff you need to do. You ain't got time for that. Or in other times, it's just where it's like you're trying to control yourself when you really just need to just let those emotions express themselves. And so that opposition really is one of those things that creates frustration for yourself and sometimes a strain on your relationships. So yeah. So nodal returns are a good thing. Yes, but they can be hard. I just had a nodal return and just like a sense of destiny. And sometimes a sense of destiny feels like you're dying because that's the only thing that's truly destined for all of us that you know of for sure. And so when you start feeling a sense of destiny and you start to realize, you know, where you're at in your life and what you've been through and all of this stuff, it can make you scared. So yeah. Sharon Carver said, when is love returning? I'm a Sagittarius. It does not work like I would have to know your whole chart, Sharon. Sharon said, when is love returning? I'm a Sagittarius. First of all, Sagittarius don't give a fuck. You're going to be looking for better love. That's the problem, is you're a Sagittarius. And so your love will be right there in front of your face, but you be looking for better love. Like, nah, this love ain't shit. I think I want better love. That's Sagittarius for your ass. The love is right in front of your face. You done left them. Yeah. Oh, Sagittarius love. That's something that motherfucker said. Which Sagittarius hurt you? I'll tell you. Her name was Jessica. Never trust a Sagittarius, especially a Jessica either. If their name is Jessica, they probably ain't shit. If they're a Sagittarius, they probably ain't shit. If their name is Jessica and they're a Sagittarius, leave that heifer alone. I'm trying to tell you. Do Lilith returns make you lustful? Do you feel lustful? Is that thing throbbing? Phyllis, I'm not a player in any game. I'm retired. I definitely have it in me, but no. I don't even fuck around. Yeah, I'm recovering, but I don't fuck around, no. But it's definitely in there. Trying to wait till I'm 50, I might make a return to the game one time. No, I'm just playing. I'm just playing. I'm reformed for right now. Yeah, I got swag. I'm swag for real. But when I turn 50 though, I might step back out. Depends on how much money I got. When you're 50, you might have to do a little tricking. You understand? I might go to paying some bills. paying somebody bills when I'm 50. You know, if you walking around with a whole bunch of keys and change in my pocket. Come over there to let them know.
This is crazy.
Yeah. No, I really be worried about that because as a Cancer, I probably won't really bow down. But my lady is a Capricorn. So I do know Capricorns get that second wind. That's what y'all don't understand about Capricorns. Capricorns, as they get older, they start getting younger. They be having to stick up their ass until they probably about 40-something. And then when they get in their 40s and 50s and shit, that's when Capricorns start wanting to wild out and party a little bit and start dating again and fucking and cheating and shit. So I got my eye on this motherfucker. Don't best believe it. Right now, I'm good. But I do got my eye because I know that when that Capricorn second wind kicks in, I might have me a problem on my motherfucking hands. Like, oh, shit, because I'm getting older. I'm not getting younger when I'm getting older. I'm getting older as I'm getting older. Shit, my knees hurt. The other day I was on the ground. Yesterday, I think the day before yesterday, I was on the ground trying to do something. I don't even want to say what I was trying to do, but I was trying to do something. And, like, them motherfuckers just wasn't springy and spry like they used to be. Like, just 2 years ago, I could rock back on my legs and just jump up and land on my feet. Man, the way my legs was hurting, my knees was hurting like, hell no. I ain't gonna be able to do it, cuz. Hey, Anthony, you can ask your question anytime you want, bro. Yep, look, Bratty Beretta, we ain't having that shit around here. They ain't finna leave me with all these goddamn kids. The good thing is, hell nah, but I know when Capricorns get their second wind, it happens. Let's see what Anthony said. You said, at Tina, you was going to ask, why do certain women struggle so much with accountability and acknowledge their wrongs, that they played a part of things, but you're sure guys struggle with accountability too? Why do people struggle with accountability? I don't. I know why some people do, but don't. But speaking of struggling with accountability, you know who does? Capricorns. Capricorns are responsible people, but in being responsible people, that doesn't mean they're accountable people. They never think they're the problem. Capricorns think everybody else in the world is the problem. Very seldom do they apologize. And women really don't apologize anyway, but I got an apology yesterday. Peep this. This is what happened. Right. So yesterday I'm sitting there and I'm getting, it's my day off. I sit down. I'm about to play some PlayStation. So I sit down. I'm gonna play some Madden on the PlayStation with my son. My son isn't in there yet, so it's just me, because my son isn't up yet. Actually, it was early in the morning. But I'm gonna play with my son, so I'm gonna play by myself first. So I sit down. I'm gonna play some Madden, right? And so I'm sitting down to play Madden. She's in there getting clothes together to wash clothes. And then all of a sudden, I hear her charging in here, right? She has Venus and Scorpio too, so she charges in here and she says, "What the fuck?" And I turn around, I was like, "What?" And she's holding up this Trojan erection prolonging spray that I have in my drawer. You spray it on your dick, basically it numbs it a little bit so you don't come fast, right? But I had this in my drawer, right? She comes and she's like, "What the fuck? What the fuck you doing with this? And why the fuck is some of it gone? You sure as hell didn't last longer with me." And I'm like, what? I turn around like, man, like, we bought that together, and we did. Like, we bought that. I was like, that's been in my drawer for 2 years. I bought that 2 years ago. I haven't used it since 2 years ago. I said, I bought that. I was like, there's also those wipes, those Blue Chew wipe things where you just pull it out and wipe it on your dickhead too, and it'll keep you from coming fast too. I was like, there's also wipes in there. You don't remember we bought those? Like we waited at the fucking door at Walmart, in the Walmart place. Like we were together, and I bought those, and we waited together because I never go anywhere without you because I don't fucking drive, and I don't. Right? I literally do not drive. I can drive. I go to the store. I've driven all over the world, but I don't drive. I haven't driven really in years. So I keep myself out of trouble. I have Uranus in the third house, and I've wrecked some cars too. So I just don't drive. It just alleviates the problem. And I don't have anywhere I need to go unless I go with my family. So I don't go anywhere unless I go with my family or unless a client comes or a family member comes and we go out to eat or something. But in which case I would probably Uber or catch something or go with them or something. But I really don't drive much anymore. I haven't driven in like 4 years, so I don't go anywhere without her. Like literally, how the fuck did I go to Walmart, or how did I go anywhere and buy that shit? Right? There's no stores around here. Like we live in the fucking mountains, and so she's like, where did you? And I was like, man, that shit's been in my drawer for 2 years, and I was like, I bought that with you. You don't fucking remember? And she doesn't say anything. She just gets stone faced and quiet for a minute. And so I get pissed. I'm like, man, first of all, don't fucking come in here like treat me like, you know what I'm saying? I get mad. I just have this self-righteous moment because I'm right. And it's very seldom as dudes that you're right in these type of situations. But I don't cheat. She said, bro, start driving again. I really don't drive. But I don't cheat. I don't fuck around. I'm not that type of dude, and I'm proud of that. Right? I'm very proud of that. I have, I'm able to have conversations and relationships with other women without there being a challenge to my relationship because she knows I don't do anything disrespectful. I have business relationships with people. I have friendships with people that I talk to regularly, and they're women. But that for her to be Venus and Scorpio and her to be in that place, it is. But there's this old craziness again, right? So she just fucking but she gets stone faced for a second. I'm just putting you up on game, Anthony. And so if you just stay down, eventually it does pay off. Because of all this time, we've been dealing with each other since 2006. Me and her have been dealing with each other since 2006 on and off, right? We have 3 children together. And then she has a daughter that I raised since she was basically 4 or 5 years old. That we've been a part of each other's lives for all that. So, to her, I'm her dad. And then I have my own daughter from a previous relationship biologically. And so I have my own daughter from my previous marriage. She has Vea, but I've raised Vea, which is different, and she's 22 now. But then we also have our 3 boys, right? And so she's tripping. But then I know what's happening, right? Because in her brain, she's remembering us going and getting that shit together. She's also remembering the fact that I don't go anywhere. She's realizing it, and I'm on her ass about that shit too. I wasn't gonna let her forget that shit because it's seldom for me to get to be self-righteous and that type of. I'm like, I don't fuck around. Like I don't even like you coming at me like that. I don't like you playing with me like that. Where the fuck I'm gonna use it from? And I was like, matter of fact, you got cameras all over the fucking house. Why don't you check your fucking cameras and see if I've been anywhere and see if that shit's been coming out of my drawer? Why don't you run it back for the whole fucking year you've had the cameras? So I'm on her ass. Basically, but I'm just letting her know how offended I am that she's even playing with me like that. Don't even play come on, man. Like, don't play with me like that. I don't fuck around like that. And so, eventually, I could see her. She's just so mad. She's scowling. And then after 15 minutes, she walked by me. And when she walked by me, she stopped. And she turned around and she said, I love you, babe. But she gave me a kiss. She's mad still. That's so no, get your funky ass off of me. That's how I was like. When she gave me that kiss, I just kept staring at the TV screen. I finally got to be the Capricorn. When she gave me, she said, she walked by, she said, she didn't say I'm sorry, I was wrong, but she said, I love you, babe. And went to give me a kiss, but I let her kiss me, but I didn't kiss her back. I didn't acknowledge it. I just played my motherfucking game. Don't be fucking accusing me of shit when you know goddamn well. You know goddamn well. Fuck that. She should have said, I'm sorry, I was wrong. I know you that. That's what I wanted. What I wanted was her to say, hey, I'm sorry, I was wrong, babe. I know you're a good man. I wanted the whole fucking speech. I know you're a good man. You want me to, you know what I'm saying? You want me to suck it a little bit, babe? You last long enough. Like, I needed a little bit of ass kissing. I needed all of that shit instead of all this motherfucking, I love you, babe, and then act like you're frustrated because you was just so stressed and you tripped out. Like, nah, fuck that. Shut up, Lorraine Davidson. Don't ever come disrespect us like that. But yeah. Fuck that shit. They don't be accountable. Anthony, they don't be accountable.
I'm not.
We got 15 minutes. Let's make them count. Speak now or shut the fuck up. But I finally won one, y'all. I finally won one. And after always being accused of cheating, and I really was cheating for all them years, it'd be feeling good when you get accused and you ain't really, you know what I'm saying? She didn't really accuse me of cheating. She just was like, where did this come from? And you why is it open? And like, when really, we used it one time, but another time, this was years ago when I was still involved. What happened was I sprayed it all over myself and jacked off with it. I was trying to I was trying to edge. I was trying to prolong the experience. And so, but the problem was I was just numb. Nobody can work with a numb noodle. I put a little too much. But yeah, it's what happens. Oh, that's a full moon. Was that too much information? But yeah, shit was fucked up. You said, how did y'all overcome cheating? Are you asking us how did we overcome cheating? I left. That's why I was let me say men can't handle it. I left. When she cheated, I left her ass. She stayed. When I was leaving, she was like, I stayed and you cheated on me and I stayed with you. And I was like, that was your choice. I'm leaving. So I'm fucking leaving. I left for 1.5 years. I moved out and went and got in different relationships. Shit, I went and lived by myself for 1.5 years. I still took care of my kids. We lived in the same town. But I moved out. When she cheated, I moved out. Yeah. But when I still don't trust her. I mean, but I love her though. But I just you have to if it depends on love, and it's different when you have kids and things like that. So I mean, it's just like my love and my want for her, the passion that I have for her is bigger than the disappointment and on my end. And I also understood why she did what she did because I was doing what I was doing. But I will say this. I'll say this, yo. Just to put y'all up on game on my mentality on it, just to be real. Because she cheated, and she can say the same thing, that's why she came in here and tripped on me, even though she knows I wasn't. Because she did cheat on me, I do know that she's that type of person and she's capable of that. So there's always going to be that trust issue there. You understand that? Like, no matter what, that's the one thing. that I can say, and she knows that, and I know that I know that she feels the exact same way about me. But that also means that, like, even though there's so many circumstances that were involved and variables that were involved on why she, but at the same time, you were the type of person, you did that. You fucking did that. You get what I'm saying? Like, you did it. I understand you're venting, bro. You did it. So, like, that shit happened. You did it. What I did happened. I did it. So I expect, I expect that you probably feel the same way. At the same time, I think there's just stuff that that for us, we're so grown now, and we're us being different people and us being karmically linked the way that we are, that we just want to get past the point to where, like, that shit's not even a thought. Like, no matter what happens, look, I'll tell you this: my Aunt Terry and Uncle Bill, they've been married for 60 years now, probably, no, 50 years now, right? But even beyond that, before that, when I was young, I've never, like, because of the way that their relationship worked, they would never accuse each other of cheating on each other. They never, my Uncle Bill he hangs out, and he's a teacher, and he works with women. He has dinner with his women friends and people, and his wife does too. And that cheating shit is not something, they just not like, that's not something that they don't even think that about each other. That's not the type of relationship that they have. And it's crazy. They're Pisces and a Gemini. And so that's not even something that either one of them even, and I could not even imagine it. They were raised in that day and age and stuff like that, but that's just something. And so that's something that I as a Cancer sun, that's what I rivaled. And there was a point in my growth spiritually to where that's something that I admired in relationships, is I wanted to be the type of person that you would never question that about me, that I can do business with women and I can interact and I can be flirtatious and be myself, but you don't have to worry about me being cheating. And so that means I had to get to a maturity point where I can be flirtatious and be engaging and be conversating with women without trying to exploit that relationship. And so I can play and joke with you and do all types of stuff with you, but I don't have to try to sleep with you. And I'm not going to entertain you trying to sleep with me. And if you do try to come at me like that, then I'm just going to deflect it and I'm not going to entertain it, because I'm not on that type of time, because I'm not cheating on my motherfucking woman. You know what I'm saying? And it's not because I love my woman that much, unfortunately. It's because I'm not that type of person. You understand? And so I think it has more to do with my Sagittarius Saturn in my second house. It's principles. That doesn't mean I don't love my woman. That just means that I still love her the same I've always loved her. But back then I still cheated on her. My love for her hasn't changed. But the type of man that I am and the type of respect that I have for myself has changed. You understand? So that's what happens with that. AC, you said how much for a synastry reading? You got to send me an email and I'll send you a price list. So send me an email at mr.turner1300@gmail.com. But yeah, it's just like, that doesn't mean I'm not in love with my woman and all that shit. It just means that I'm in love with my growth. I'm in love with being a good man that people respect. I like being somebody that people trust. And so there's no weakness behind pussy that would make me do that. When I was young, I was always weak behind pussy because that was what consumed my whole life. Yeah, I liked smoking weed, I liked money, but I loved pussy. I wanted money so I could get more pussy. You know what I'm saying? Or I could get more weed, or this or that or this or that. But yeah, that's how it kind of goes with that. But yeah, I just got to a point in my maturity where I'm not like that, and I really have my ego wrapped up in being a good man in that way, and having self-control and self-discipline in that way. And yes, there's plenty of stuff that's attractive, and in my mind, I think, ooh, I would tear that up. But there's also certain principles where I'm like, you know what, I'm not even gonna allow that. Even now, I grow more and more every day. There's stuff, as I've grown, there's stuff that I used to indulge on. There's certain situations where I see somebody's profile, I see a reel, I see somebody's story, I see something like that, and I know they looking good. I can just see it on the story, and I would click it. It's not something I would ever do. I click it and look at it, but now I don't even engage in a lot of that stuff. I play a lot because that's a part of the bravado and the character I've created in on this presence that I have online. But other than that, like, I don't really play like that because I don't go anywhere. There's no way for me to entertain that. There'd be no way that I could ever cheat on my lady tangibly because I don't go anywhere without my lady. I don't go anywhere without my family, and I won't put myself in those positions. Before, that's why I don't drive. People said earlier, why don't you drive? Because when I drive, I be riding around looking for pussy. I'm gonna be riding around looking good, and it's just something that naturally happens in the course of me being me. Is I run into people, I talk to people, they start liking me, I start liking them. Next thing you know, I'm cheating. I'm in 3 different relationships, and I'm really married and have a family at home. So I don't fucking go do that shit. When you say, why don't you drive? I don't drive because I don't need to be out doing that shit. Because all I'm gonna be doing is philandering. Philandering. When I drive, that's what I'm going to do, is get to go wash the car and have a car ride. And I'm going to be out all day moving around, getting myself in trouble. I'm meeting people that sell drugs, meeting people that do drugs, meeting people that want to fuck, meeting people that I want to fuck. And so none of that shit is healthy or helpful to my life or my relationship. I work from home. I have a family. If I need to go somewhere, I can go when it's time to go with my family. So I don't do that shit. You know, it's sad that you say, well, you should just control. Well, I can. That is me controlling myself. I don't put myself in positions to get into those situations. You know what I'm saying? And so I just don't do that type of stuff. That's why when I was in Abilene or in my hometown in Texas, a couple of years ago, when y'all saw me when I was in the hotel, I had to get away from there. Because as soon as I was away from there and away from my family, the first thing that started crossing my mind was, okay, let's start getting high. Let's start fucking some of these old hoes I used to fuck with and all this shit. And so it was like, oh, hell no. So I immediately called my wife and said, hey, come get me. She had just drove 14 hours to drop me off in Texas. And so I had to call her and say, hey, no, come get me immediately. I'm going to fuck up. I'm going to fuck up everything. I'm going to fuck up my business. I'm going to fuck up our marriage. Please come get me. And she came and got me. Thank God she loves me the way that she does. She waited one day and drove another 14 hours and just came and got me, and then spent our whole savings, put me in a hotel for 2 months because I couldn't be at home at that time because of a legal situation that was going on. And it was just like, and so, yeah. But she also taught me lessons. I told y'all the reason that she also won't. I've gotten locked up before. She won't come if I get locked up for drugs or something like that, which I have before. She will not come get my ass. Like, she won't bail me out. Like, so that also, hey, you better not getting yourself in that position, because you ain't. As much people are, well, damn, your woman ain't down for you now. She don't play that shit. You have a family. Why the fuck you doing drugs and getting high? And why the fuck you know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck? Like, what the fuck? What the fuck I'm gonna spend my family money to get you out so you can go right back in there because you a dope fiend? Like, hell nah. And so I got down there. As soon as I got down there, I realized that I was about to be fucking up with these hoes and these drugs immediately, because that's the first thing that that's the first thing that went across my mind as soon as they left. And I sat there and I realized that I was in my hometown again, and my family was about to be half the country away, states away from me. And I haven't been like that in years, probably 7 years up to that point. I hadn't really been by myself because I lived by myself for a little bit before that. And I knew what happened when I lived by myself. I was on drugs and I was fucking with some hoes constantly. Like, that's what I was doing. I was getting high and fucking with them females. And I would go home and take care of my kids every day too. But then when the kids were in bed, I was philandering. But I just had to set that boundary for myself and say, hey, I cannot be in these situations. That's why I don't live in my hometown. That's why I don't hang out with certain people. That's why there's certain practices that I just stay away from, because that shit's not healthy or conducive to my growth. And so I stay away from it. So as much as I play and I flirt and I'm aware of it, that's just a part of my personality. That's also a part of the persona that I put on when that camera is on. You know what I'm saying? And so there is a certain element to that. I am very genuine and authentic in a way, but also that a part of that is just a part of the bravado that I projected, me being me, and me, you know what I'm saying? At the same time, I don't play that way. A lot of people do. I don't even play like that. Unless you trying to play like that. I'm just like, but no, if I wasn't flirtatious and bold and conceited and all of that stuff, then I wouldn't be who my lady fell in love with. Some people forget that. I'm still me. You get what I'm saying? Like, she understands. That's the one thing. She gets insecure and she gets frustrated because I used to be trifling. But she also understands, like, that's why she likes me. You get what I'm saying? Like, that's why when she's grown, us being adults, like, that's why she likes me. That's the part. That's part of me being Roderick. Like, that's who I am. Like, I'm playful. I'm flirtatious. I'm fucking conceited. I'm like, that's me. I fucking talk a lot of shit. But at the same time, I'm loyal to the soil. And if I say I'm gonna do something, then shit, that shit is to the bank. And she respects me because I'm a disciplined person. She seen me fight off addictions when that other people would die from. Like, she seen me just change up. Like, she seen me have health issues and not fucking stop it. She seen me do this. She seen me like she seen me fight things like mental health issues that have other people locked up. Like, I've dealt with over the last year and a half. Like, she seen me fight it every day. She seen me fucking be hooked on fucking opioids, beat it. She seen me be hooked on K2, beat it, because she came and told me as a man, hey, you're hooked up on that shit. Like, you looking like a fucking dolphin and you're about to lose your family, nigga. It's sad that it came to that. But when she comes and says, hey, you going out bad, you down bad, you better get yourself together, you about to lose your family, nigga. And then when she sees me stuck in the bottom of the motherfucking tub for 5 days straight, shaking and fucking convulsions and shit, and fucking having cold sweats and fucking struggling through withdrawals of fucking drugs, because she just cold turkey, because she done told me I was gonna lose my family, and I'm not gonna lose my motherfucking family. And so me fighting through that shit, her seeing me fucking be addicted and go through the whole process of drugs, and once again say, no, I'm not that type of man. I got off that shit with the other shit. She seen me change my life from the criminal lifestyle to be somebody that's honorable, that work, that people trust. She seen me go from being a motherfucking thug in the motherfucking streets where you could not trust me as far as you saw me, but now people come to me because I am their trusted advisor for their life choices. She has seen me go from, in my life, from being somebody who just this last year, I had this issues. I said, oh man, I want to gain weight. I gained all that weight. Y'all saw me do this. She saw me also be the same person, be like, hey man, I done gained too much fucking weight. And so for the last 2 months, I ain't did nothing. No matter what they make, no matter what whatever does, I stick to a strict time that I eat, a strict diet, a strict amount of portions. She sees me get up at 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning and work out every day with the fucking hernia. No matter what happens, she sees me built a business with my bare hands, do my own hours, do my own work, conduct it in an orderly fashion. She's never seen me have a dissatisfied customer. She's never seen me have a person that's complained because their shit wasn't delivered on time. She's never seen me do anything but deliver. So she has nothing as a Capricorn but respect me. And so sometimes that's what it takes as a man, is to do that shit. And so for her, as much as it's hard for some people, it's a privilege for her to come give me a kiss and say she loves me, and that be her level of accountability, because she knows what type of motherfucker I done become. And so that's the way life is around this bitch. Is like, I didn't show it improve, and she's made me be that type of person, because before her I wasn't, and even in the beginning I wasn't. But she's not at, thank God she's a Capricorn. She's not the type of person that lets you just make it off potential and good dick. You got good dick and you got potential. You can rap. You're cool. You're not a woman beater. Like, okay, motherfucker, that's natural. You're supposed to be a good dad. You're supposed to not hit women. You're supposed to put it down. Like, that's why I chose you. I chose you because you look good. I don't want no ugly ass nigga. And so that's the way it basically is. Like, so all that good look and good dick is not just enough. You get what I'm saying? That's the bottom line requirements for me. And so as we grow, if I'm growing, if I'm fucking went from being a fucking fast food worker to a fast food manager to being a CNA to being a medical assistant to being a motherfucking nurse, then guess what? Your ass needs to be going from being a stupid motherfucker to a dumb motherfucker to a criminal to a convict to a motherfucking good dad to a motherfucking man to a motherfucking leader. You understand? And so that's where it came out. Like, and it ain't easy. I've seen her beat alcoholism. You know, it ain't just me. My wife, she has a binge drinking problem. She was not an alcoholic that drank every day, but she had a binge drinking problem to where it'd be like once a week or once every 2 weeks. If she decided she was going to drink, she's going to drink until the motherfucking police come. And guess what? The police are coming and I'm on parole and the police can't be coming to my motherfucking house because I'm on fucking parole. And so, and because of her previous relationship, they immediately think somebody's over here beating her up. And so the police come show up to our house and it'd be a whole, she'd take off driving in the car and wreck the car, come back with the bumper gone. She come back fucking drunk than a bitch like Capricorns do when they do start drinking. Like she'd be okay until she start drinking, and she didn't drink every day, but when she drank, it was a problem. She drank until all of her money was gone, until she tore something up, until the police came, and it just became a problem to where one day she did some stuff that was really risky, and the next day I had to tell her, just like she told me, like, hey man, you tripping, like you had the police over here. I've never done anything wrong. You had the police at our house. You had them thinking that I was gonna do something to you or something to you. They had me in handcuffs when I never done anything to you. They let me out because I didn't do anything to her, but my daughter had to come out and be like, man, he's never, my dad would never, like, like he did, like she's drunk, like because as soon as they come, they see a black man and they just jam you up. They didn't ask the situation. All they knew is there was a domestic disturbance. They saw me, so knew I was on parole. They jacked me up, put me on the ground, and put me on the curb. And then it finally had to come from the neighbors and everybody from the fucking neighborhood and my kids running out there like, no, he didn't do anything. He wouldn't do that. He did not do anything. She's just acting. We call because of her. We call because she's out here acting crazy. And so it just got to the point to where my feelings were hurt. I was upset. She threatened me. She had put her hands on me, which I would never do that to her. And so it was just where and she never acts like that unless she was drunk. And so I told her and how it affected the kids. And the police, you know, what if I would have went to jail and she went to jail and the kids were here and they would have took our kids? Like, don't do that type of shit. And that was 6 years ago. She hasn't touched a drop of alcohol since then. After that, we had that one conversation, and that's why I said I love that being a Capricorn. We had that one conversation, and she said, fuck that. And she hasn't touched a drop of alcohol since then. No matter where she goes with anybody, if they have parties at work and shit, they'll be like, oh, and she'll say, hey, I'm going to go. And then she'll come tell me, you know what? I don't want to go. It's not because I have anything to do with it, because she's an adult, and I trust her. And so I would never, I'm just not that type of person. And I'm not perfect, but I'm not the controlling type. I don't like that. I don't want a submissive woman. I'm not attracted to that. I know that's the big thing these days is if you provide, I'll submit. Well, I provide, but I don't want a submissive woman. I want a strong woman that fucking stands up for herself. I want a fucking warrior. That's what I love, is a fucking strong fucking beast. And so it just, when that happened, she'd never drank alcohol again, and that changed everything in the course of that. And so we respect each other because we've made choices for our family and for each other over time that superseded what we wanted or what felt better in the short term. We've made sacrifices, and so you have to remember when you've been in a marriage and shit like that, like what it's raw worth it. And so yeah, she cheated, I've cheated. I cheated a lot more. But I left. But I think me leaving for the time that I left was the biggest catalyst within our relationship. But she doesn't have a side guy. There's no, that's what you don't understand. We have a family. Like, we don't go anywhere without each other. She goes to work and comes home. If I go somewhere, I go with her. That's what happens when you're in family situations. Now, people are allowed to have lives, but we just don't do that together. We're grown. We're Capricorn and Cancer. We don't party. We don't do that shit. We go out together or with our kids. And so that's what we do. We don't live that lifestyle. We don't club and party or do any of that stupid shit. So, And not to put anybody down that does. That's just not our lifestyle. We have a family. We're family people. We don't do that. And so I don't want to go out partying and shit. I'm a grown ass man. And so if we go over to something, it's a family function. And we show up as a team, and we both don't drink alcohol. I haven't drank alcohol in 2 years. She hasn't drank alcohol in 6 years. You understand? So it's just like we don't live that type of lifestyle. But we don't put ourselves in that position. We've just now, though, to be honest with you, we've just now for the last 2 years been able to be friends on social media. Because of her Venus in Scorpio, like we just now are able to be friends on social media because I've had to change the way that I conduct myself on social media because of me, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm friends with my wife, and that's just made me be a better man, is be respectful of that. And so to understand that, hey man, before you say this, before you play like this, before you like this, before you heart this, understand that you might have to have some bullshit that comes along with it. And I heart everything. And she knows that. I heart girls' pictures. Because I'm an honest person. Like, we're grown. We don't let social media get involved. Like, we hardly ever trip. This dude is funny, said you chat so much. This is what we're here for, you dumb son of a bitch. You chat so much. Like, what do you think we're fucking here for? This ain't the fucking minstrel show. I ain't never seen him before. Fuck him. Oh, did you block him and he made a different one? You said, what was the catalyst for us staying together? Me leaving and growing up. Well, I mean, I was growing up anyway, but when I left, like, that was big. I had never been single in my whole life. I don't know if she has. I'm gonna leave her rising. Like, so from the time I was 16 years old, I've been in a serious relationship. And I never was single in between serious relationships. I just cheated and acted like I was single while I was in the relationships, but I was still living with my partner. She was still living with me. We were still living together. And there was maybe a brief interlude where maybe we were fighting, or where I had left or got kicked out in certain situations where I lived by myself. But since the time I was 16, I had been in serious relationships. When I was 16, I got in a serious relationship with a 22-year-old. We stayed in a relationship until I got with my ex-wife. I got with my ex-wife. After my ex-wife, I started my off and on, or during with my ex-wife, I started my off and on thing with my wife now. Then after my wife, you know, me and my wife now had our little thing off and on, but we were just like, she was my baby's mom. We never were in a relationship. She just got pregnant by me. And then she got pregnant by me again. It's like we had this karma because we were just trying to do something else. But like every time we ended up having sex, she ended up pregnant by me. And so even though she might have something else going on, and I might have, but just what happened? It's like time. But we were off and on, and really more off. Like we just fucked around with each other. We had a lot of chemistry, a lot of karma. We hung out. We never had bad terms. We would be, she'd get pregnant. She was my baby's mom. So, and then I would be in other relationships because we couldn't entertain it. She would be in other relationships, but it was because I was in other relationships. So, I ended up in other relationships, and when we finally got together, at first it was because of circumstances. I had a parole thing going on where they were trying to lock me up, and she's being my children's mother. She was just like, hey, you can just come stay with me and the kids so they don't lock you up. And so I was like, all right, bet. And because they had classes that I required for my parole that they didn't offer in my hometown. And so I was talking to her and I was living with my girlfriend there. This other crazy Aries toxic relationship that I've told y'all about before. But basically, I'm talking to my baby's mom. I'm telling her about the situation that I might get locked up, to, for my boys and, to tell my boys. And she was basically like, well, just come here. You can just come stay with me and the boys, and you can go back to your girlfriend during the week or during the weekend or whatever, but you can just come stay here, go to your classes. And I mean, that wasn't going to work because it's 3 hours apart. And I knew what it was. If I went and stayed in the house with my baby's mom, like, we were going to end up in a relationship. Like, there was no way around it. And then I would just be coming back now. Instead of me having whatever I had going on with my baby's mom, I was going to be cheating with my baby's mom. And instead, I'll be with my baby's mom and I'll be going back and playing house with my girlfriend at the time. Right? And so it was just a complicated situation. So I was just like, this is a toxic situation. In my head, I was like, you know what? I'm just going to leave. I'm just going to go down there with my baby's mom. I'm going to just go to that situation, and I'm done with this shit here. And so I had decided in my head I was done with that situation I was in. So I was just going to go so I could go to my classes. Well, we got there. Of course, as soon as we got there, first night, we made love. We sleeping in the bed. It's like, okay, we're a family now. I mean, we already have kids. It's like, we're a family now, right? But the problem was, like, I still had that trash mentality. And so in me having that trash mentality still, the first thing I did was, I'm in a new city. Instead of me thinking, oh, I'm in this relationship, we just said this, I'm in a new city. So even though I did the same thing I've always done, as I moved in, I've made love with her, but instead of truly committing, I'm thinking about all the pussy I'm going to get being in this new city and what the possibilities are in this new city. So it's always entertaining whatever, whatever else could happen. I'm in this, but it's also in the midst of entertaining everything else. And so I immediately started cheating, and she doesn't play that shit. Me and her never been in a relationship. It was different before, when we were just fucking every now and then, and she was just my baby's mom. But the first thing she asked me before we got in this relationship was, can I trust you? And I looked her in the eye and said yes, and that was a lie. And so we ultimately ended up where I'm cheating. I get involved in some really messy shit. I cheated with, apparently I got caught up just chasing some pussy. For me, it's just consequently. But for her, this messy ass bitch that was cheating with her ex-dude realized I was her dude and was like, oh, okay, this is your new nigga. Well, let me show you something, and I'm gonna fuck him too. And she did, and I did. I didn't know I was caught up in some stupid shit that I had no part of from their previous relationship. But basically, this bitch shouted out for my wife now, and so she saw me and was like, okay, good. And I fell for a hook, sinker, and got involved in it, and started fucking that bitch, and not realizing that this was like just messy shit. And so, my wife got mad and fucked the kid's barber. And so I left, moved out immediately. I was there for like a year, so I moved out for 2 years after that. And so I moved out. I stayed with a friend of mine for like 2 months. We shared a house, and then after that, I got my own place. And so I had never been single. I never lived on my own. I was single. I lived on my own. Then I started having like some little kind of relationships, but not serious relationships with people I was just dating. I was just dating, and I was a bachelor. I worked in a bar. But after about a year, I started sneaking, going home and fucking my wife like I missed her. Like instead of all of that, like every night I would just go to 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, and I'd be sitting home, and I'm like, man, I'm finna go over there and we would have amazing love making, better than we ever did before, because we was creeping. It was different. And so I would creep over there in the middle of the night, go sleep with my wife, and, and then I go back to my house. And so we just started, I started developing this passion and this lust and attraction for her again. And so, in the process of this, I started changing spiritually also. But I also started addiction. I got caught up in another addiction. And I only was staying at my house to hide my addiction. So it got to the point to where I was going and I was sleeping with her. I loved her. I wanted to be with her. I was telling everybody, I just want to be with my wife. I don't want to be with nobody else. I changed. I've done everything. I've experienced all of that. I made my mind up. I want to be with my wife. I love my wife. I'm in love with my wife. I want my wife. That's just how I was. I got to a point, but also I was staying by myself because I was hiding my addiction. And so I didn't want nobody to know I was doing drugs. So I still lived in my house. So I would go home and get high and hang out with the people I got high with. And then I would go sleep with her and do the family thing when I was at home. But at the middle of the night, when I'd go to my house, it was the days I was going to do drugs and shit like that. And so it just got to a point to where it was living a double life, but not the double life like with another family. It just got to a point to where I got in trouble. I got caught up, and she found out about my drug abuse, and there was this big ordeal. And then basically she was, you know, she was just at the point where I was like, either you're going to be a man and be a family man and take care of your family, or you're going to be a fucking dope fiend and do that. And eventually that's going to run its course. So you're going to fucking end up in prison forever, or dead, or just fucking a piece of shit. And nobody respects you. And so I went, I fucking changed my life and went home, got into my spirituality, had a spiritual awakening, built a business. And so it's been 8 years since then. Was it rock? No, I've never smoked rock. It was meth. Same thing or worse. It's not like you can judge one or the other. It was dope. It was ice. But yeah. That's the whole story of that. Since y'all asked, what was the catalyst? The catalyst was me living by myself and me deciding I was gonna go home and do right, and me going home and actually doing right. And us having a conversation that we never had. Like, we rode around one day for like 2 hours, and I never talked to her about my feelings in 10 years before that. And so we just rode around one day, and I talked about how I feel and why I am the way I am. And, you know, I knew enough about what I knew enough about. And, you know, I've always known astrology till I could explain it to her. Like, I have to develop boundaries. I'm a Pisces moon, like, and it doesn't make it an excuse, but it's just the truth. You know, in my accountability, I have to develop boundaries as a Pisces moon and a Venus in Leo. Like, just because somebody wants to fuck me doesn't mean I need to fuck them. Just because I can fuck somebody doesn't mean I need to fuck them. And that was my problem. Like, I didn't have any boundaries or standards. And if you know, it's just, I'll fuck sometimes I didn't have to be attracted to them. The fact that they were attracted to me was enough. You get what I'm saying? The fact that they loved me and wanted to fuck me was enough. Like, that turned me on enough with Venus and Leo. Shit, oh, I turn you on, that turns me on. The fact that I turn you on turns me on. You know what I'm saying? Now I'll give you this good dick and let you know I'm the best because I'm Mars and Capricorn. You get just a stupid ass psychological mess. Thank you for that, whoever just sent that on CashApp. Thank you so much. But yeah, it's just like a, what's up, Black Rose? But it was just like a super psychological mess. Like, just because somebody, you know, with that Venus and Leo and that and I never talked to anybody about it, but I just how it was. It's like, she's like, I know it's just like you get attention. She's like, but you just because somebody gives you attention doesn't mean you need to fuck them. Like, you don't respect me. And then I had to learn, like, before I would think, I had this stupid thinking to where men can love several, you know, they can be in love and still cheat. I had this old toxic thing that I had read in a book, you know, that I had gave myself as a permission statement that men, you know, men and women are different. They have different biology, this stupid ass shit, you know, and men can, women are programmed to be monogamous, really, and men are programmed to conquer. If you look in the animal world, lions fuck multiple lions, but they all are still with that one. And, you know, just a whole bunch of stupid psychology that I had created for that right there, right? I had created this stupid, this as permission statements. And it actually, it just, in my brain, I have formulated all of this shit as just excuses for my behavior. Because I'm so intelligent and I had so much spiritual knowledge that I could come up and just say anything. But really, I had to learn that being a real man, if that's what you want to be, means having the discipline to control yourself physically. That's what separates men from boys for real. It's fucking discipline. Like being able to control yourself. Like just because you can doesn't mean you should, and for me, that was a big part of my spiritual growth. It was also during the time of my Saturn return. And so it was just like I developed morals and principles at that time. I never had morals and principles before that. And it's funny that mine is in Sagittarius in the second house. My financial situation changed also. But more than this being about money, this was about me developing values and me developing morals and principles. And so instead of me becoming I realized I don't want to be that type of person that does that to people. You get what I'm saying? I don't want to be a fucking cheater. I'm not a cheater. I don't like, and so yes, I can have lots of pussy, but that doesn't mean I'm a fucking cheater. Like, yes, I love sex, but that doesn't mean I'm a fucking cheater. And so fuck that. Like, there's something that you have to develop morals and principles. Say, hey, that's something that I right there am not gonna disrespect. And so it just got to that point in my growth for that. But there were a lot of catalysts along the way as far as when we decided we were going to work it out within our relationship. But the biggest catalyst was me growing the fuck up and doing what I was supposed to do. You know, that doesn't change the fact that she cheated, but that's her growth and she has to deal with that and come to terms with that. You know, spiritually, I'm okay. Into the fact that, yes, there's going to be, because we both have violated each other's trust, there's going to be times where we're going to need affirmations of that. Like yesterday, as fucked up as it was, the situation that me and my wife had with the little fucking erection spray or the erection prolonging spray, it still was just an affirmation. If she needed that, as much as it bothered me, and it was a fucked up, it was an intense situation for a minute. If she needed that reaffirmation, that's fine. Because I love her, and that's the least I can do. It does hurt that she needed it, but if she needed it, I can give her that confidently. And so that is something that you have to do, is say, hey, once there's checks and balances, and there's things that you have to be willing to work on. And so my love is greater than my pride yesterday. My love is greater than my trust issues that I have or my insecurity. You understand? And so you have to really assess those things. And so when you're in those relationships, I'm willing to work on my things. I can't change her behavior, so I have to work on my trust issues within myself, because any human is capable of anything. So I have to work on my insecurity and my trust issues to where I can't be worried about what human beings are doing. I got to do what's right, and I have to accept whatever comes from that in mind, because I'm doing my part. You feel what I'm saying? Look, Red Alleged said men need to get that get back. She got her get back. I mean, that's not. I've been cheated on before that. Like, I mean, that's not it. Like, I've told y'all stories about this. Like, I've gotten way worse get back when I was way younger. Like, I had a Leo ex that was the queen of get back. I got with her, I was cheating, she was cheating. This motherfucker get caught up cheating. I done accidentally caught her cheating. I done purposely caught her cheating. She done fucked my homeboy. Like, I done caught a few of my exes cheating, but I was cheating. And so I don't think I've gotten a lot of get back. I don't think this was that. I don't think that was the catalyst. You know what I'm saying? This is not the first time I've gotten get back. It was the first time I've gotten principles. Like, where I realized that's not the type of relationship that I want. And so if we had to have that long talk and say, hey, if we're going to be cheating with each other, we already don't live together. We already broke up. Let's not be together. I love you. We love the kids. Let's just go on with our lives in this way. We're cordial with each other. We're fine. But if we're going to be together, once we had that conversation, then we're going to be faithful to each other. We're going to be good parents to our kids. Our kids are not going to see us arguing and fighting and disrespecting each other anymore. Our kids are not going to see us being unfaithful to each other. Like, what are we going to do? What are we going to show our kids? And so we had to get all our emotional stuff out, and we had to make a joint decision that, hey, this, as a Capricorn and a Cancer, this is what we're going to do for our family. This is what we're going to do. And all that other shit, that shit don't matter. And so what we're doing right here is we're putting a vote of confidence in for our family, and that means we're going to work on everything together. And in working on everything together, that means we're going to work on our own issues individually. You work on your shit, I'm going to work on my shit. We're going to respect each other in the process of that. We're going to make sure that we show our children that people are what a healthy marriage looks like. And so that's what we do. We still spat every now and then, talk a little shit to each other. It's not like we're perfect. We had a little spat this morning. Just a little spat. I forgot what it was about. But we had a little spat this morning. You know what I'm saying? Where we got a little disrespectful for about 5 seconds, but we caught it. You know what I'm saying? We both got attitudes. We're Capricorn into Cancer. So we both, like, if she has Mercury in Sagittarius, I got Mercury in Leo. So we definitely have those moments where it's like, I'm loud and she's disrespectful. Like, she's super disrespectful and I'm super loud. Like, that's how it goes. I'm Mercury and Leo, she's Mercury and Sagittarius. Like, she gets super fucking, and I'm like, man, what the fuck? Like, I know you didn't say whatever, and it's like, you know, and she's like, you know I did. I know you didn't just say that shit. She's like, you know I just said that shit. Who the fuck you talking to? Motherfucker, I'm talking to you, bitch. I'm like, man, I know you ain't. But when the kids are around, we don't talk like that. But we have those moments, like, where my pride is there, and then her disrespect is there. Like, that's how it is. Like, I don't just get disrespect because I'm not really like, I'm not saying I'm not a problem, but I'm just not like that. I play a lot, but sometimes she's very serious. She's a Capricorn, so she takes some shit serious, or she'll just say some shit like, and I'm like, man, who the fuck are you talking to? Like, I don't know who the fuck you think. I'm not one of the kids. Like, but other than that, like, we don't have issues because we don't put ourselves in those positions. There's no reason for us to think either one of us are cheating on each other. So there's no reason for there to be accusations. That's why when there's something comes up like the other day, it's just like, that's my wife, a Capricorn with a Sag Mercury. That's my daughter, a Capricorn with a Sag Mercury, and y'all straight disrespectful. Y'all handle business and shit, but y'all just be like, I'm just being me. I'm just saying it like I'm like, shut the fuck up. Say it a different way. That's what y'all be saying. I'm just being me. I'm just saying it like I mean it. I'm just keeping it real. I'm just like, bitch, shut up. Shut the fuck up. The fuck out of my face with that shit. Fuck you talking to like that. Like, Sag Mercuries get straight disrespectful, and if they got Capricorn attached to it, like, they for real will talk to you like you a little ass kid. And you're like, man, I'm not your fucking kid, man. Like, who the fuck are you talking to? Oh, I remember what we were arguing about this morning. Her automatic starter for the car, the battery's going dead. And so she was in there taking it apart, looking at it. I was like, man, don't be taking shit apart, because if that bitch don't work, the car won't start up. Like, hey, I'm not fucking going out there fixing it. I'm just talking shit. She's like, I can fucking take it apart. And I was like, man, don't be fucking taking. She's like, I know what the fuck I'm doing. She's watching a YouTube video about taking it apart. She's like, I know. I was like, if you're watching a YouTube video, you don't know what the fuck you're doing. Don't take that shit apart for it don't work. She's like, you have to take it apart. It's a fucking battery. As long as the fucking battery's in there, it's gonna fucking work. That's what she said. And I was like, I'm telling you, don't take shit apart. And then I was like, and she was like, I'm telling you, and then I was like, you can't tell me. This is my Mercury and Leo. I said, you can't tell me shit academically. And then that pissed her off real bad. And then she got disrespectful. But it's because I was being pompous though. So it is my fault. So it is, but that's the way that Mercury and Leo. I just said, you can't tell me shit academically, like. And when I said that, like, she got straight mad and disrespectful, like, just started cussing me out. And I was playing, but I was serious though. She was like, you can't tell me shit. Like, come on, yeah. That Mercury and Sagittarius, that struggle ass Merc. Like, ain't shit you could tell me academically. You watching a YouTube video, I could have told you how to do the shit. Stop fucking with shit. Take that shit to the people. That's what I'm gonna do. Take it to the dealership. Do not fucking be taking your fucking door thing apart So your fucking car won't start. Then you in here cussing everybody out, treating everybody like shit, being a tyrant, talking about it's time to wash the baseboards and shit because you because your fucking car starter won't work. But stop trying to fucking use that struggle ass Mercury on me, shit. A Sagittarius Mercury ain't never won one spelling bee in their whole motherfucking life. They be wise, and they'll know what you mean when you say it. But ain't no Sagittarius Mercury ever won a spelling bee. Ever. I happened to go to the state Texas spelling bee. I was almost at the Scripps Howard National Spelling Bee. But I lost in the third round for the state Texas. I won the city of Abilene, Texas spelling bee for the whole city when I was in 8th grade. I was the best speller in the whole city in the AISD school district. Went to the Texas State Spelling Bee as a representative of Abilene, Texas, and I lost. On a technicality, basically, but I lost, though. It was an easy word, but I was in the wrong context. You know how they have effect and effect? It was an easy word. Like I said, it was very easy. But I think they hit you in there to trick you because I think they threw that little trick question in there because they didn't want a nigga to win it all. I'm playing, but for real though. I win spelling bees and shit. Motherfucker can't tell me nothing academically. You watching a YouTube video. Sometimes you gotta let them know. But then she cussed me out like real bad. Like real bad. And then we had like an awkward 10 minutes. Y'all ever done that in your relationship? Cuss each other out real bad and y'all know y'all both took it a little too far because it wasn't even that big of a deal. Y'all ain't even mad. But there's like an awkward 10 minutes like, damn, we just went hard for... like, you don't even know where to go there. Like, what the fuck was that about? It's a full moon, so I knew... that's when I started searching this morning. I was like... I realized what it was, but I was like, damn, why the fuck we tripping like that? I need to go look at the synastry, but I know what it was. But have y'all ever done that? Just like had a little quick spat with your partner and y'all just talked a little shit to each other, but y'all talk in that little shit that y'all talked, y'all talk some shit. And you probably shouldn't have because it wasn't that big of a deal, but y'all didn't talk some shit. So now you have to have like an awkward hour or two to where y'all both got an attitude because you know you talk some shit and you know you shouldn't have talked that shit, but you talk some shit. Like maybe it's just us because we have these fire Mercuries in here. But hey, I'm finna go. I appreciate everybody's love and support. I have to take my dog out. I gotta do some reading and some writing. So I hope you enjoy the rest of your afternoon. If you're interested in any astrological readings, don't ever get at me in these comments. Get at me in my email, which is mr.turner1300@gmail.com. That's MR.TURNER1300@gmail.com. I love you.